Oh, that's right. He's on vacation. Well, I hope people don't get DUIs while he's gone. So hold on a second. We will talk to you after you talk to the police, Lori. You ask them for the name so you can pursue a claim. 303-713-8255. Mike, what's going on with you?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. What's happening?
Well, I have a situation with a contractor who I think you've heard about before, Legacy Roofing and Construction.
Legacy Roofing.
Oh, Kalen Eccles.
Kalen Eccles. I advise people to go to YouTube and look up my channel and look for the roofer.
My God, just Google him. That's all that comes up.
Or you go to the sleazbrigade.com. So, yeah, he's an idiot. Now, the guy did call us and say, I changed. I want to get back. No, I want not get back. He was never on the list, but he says, I want to get back in your graces. Please take me off the Sleaze Brigade. I've changed. I was stupid. So when did this problem happen?
You know, about mid-April, I hired him not for a roofing project, a small little window trim project.
Okay.
Handshake deal for $200. And, you know, he lied the whole time.
How'd you find him?
You know, just through internet searches.
Sleaze Brigade.
Yeah.
Well, I obviously did not do my homework.
Yeah. I mean, was he on Craigslist or what?
No, it was just, I was Googling contractors, I guess, and all the vinyl siding people didn't want to do the small little project.
Okay.
So I kind of.
So you paid him $200, and what happened?
I did not pay him. It was a handshake deal. He came out, lied about his whole company, said this is what they do. And he just destroyed this window. He didn't do a good job.
No, I see it.
Job.
Oh my goodness!
This ranks right up there with the paint job he did for that poor woman.
This guy just doesn't know how to do it right. Did he? Did he give you your money back at least?
Well, I didn't pay him.
Oh, good.
And I said to him, "Listen, I'm not paying you for this job." And so he basically started cussing and yelling and all this kind of stuff. And so I said, "I'm not paying you." So now he said he has since sent me an invoice for $1,600, $1,560.
Let me guess. He said he slept with your girlfriend.
Yeah,
because that's his MO.
Yeah,
he's going to say the reason that you're mad at him is because your girlfriend loves him.
It is after him like a dog wanting a bone.
Right, like a bulldog on a bone.
He is a piece of work.
Suzanne, let's try to reach out to Kalen.
What's the latest number you have for Kalen Eccles, sir?
1 second, hold on.
You know,
this job is funny.
Probably the same one I have.
When he wrote that email, I looked him up on just Colorado courts because I'm a nice guy. I want to see if he did clean up his act. He already had new lawsuits from this year pending.
The guy's just a joke.
In my opinion, he is a double, triple-time loser.
All right, hold on, and we'll get his number and find out what's going on. 303-713-8255. One Clear Choice Garage Doors, the very best in garage doors. I love the way Chappie runs his company. He's a former Marine, and he has all of his people dressed well, clean cut. They go to your place. They'll do free inspections of your garage door, give you a full written report and what it will cost. And you're under no obligation. They just want to be a garage door company. And then, of course, if you have an emergency, just call them. And if you go to oneclearchoicestores.com, all of their prices are there. They're proud of them. 303-565-6409.
My God, have you seen these pictures?
Is this the work he did?
It looks like he used a hot glue gun to put on the molding. God, he's just a bad dude. He's just horrible. He's not only is he a bad businessman, he can't even do what he says he can do. And then he's just a bad guy altogether. He's incredible.
But he's a very good-looking man.
He's the trifecta, man. But he's a very handsome fellow.
He's a handsome fellow.
Oh, after this guy calls up after we blasted him one time and says, "Hey, he did some work for me. He's a very handsome guy." He was serious. He's a ladies' man.
I can see why that woman was after him.
The guy leaves a bad review because
The paint job was like, it's like a 3-year-old
Somebody
threw
went
paint
and
everywhere.
spilled paint, red paint.
Oh, all over the
their
windows,
brand.
the
Writing to us
windowsills.
about this roof. Who is kidding about this roof?
Oh, that's with
Is there someone on our list?
yeah, it's with Ryan. I've been dealing with it.
Ryan.
It's very complicated. Ryan's okay.
The roof, is Ryan a roofer?
Yeah, Ryan's a roofer. It's been with us for a while.
And what did you say he did?
Well, it's weird because he had to deal with them. They were going to repair it. If the repair didn't work, he was going to credit that towards a new roof, okay?
Yeah, credit what toward a new roof?
Whatever he charged for the repair.
Oh, so it was he never did the roof.
No, he did a repair on it.
Right, just the repair.
It's a flat roof. It's a weird one. So it ended up leaking. The problem is the guy he had to deal with, the husband died. And basically the wife decided to sell the house. So he made the same offer. He goes, well, she didn't want the roof repaired under the warranty. He gave her a 10-year warranty on leaks. She goes, well, I'm not going to be able to sell it because the roof's so old, leaking or not. So therefore, I want a new roof, but I don't want to use you. I want to use someone else. He goes, well, fine. I mean, I don't know what to tell you then. I'll be happy to fix it under my warranty, or I'll apply what you ever paid to a new roof per the contract with your husband.
Right, well, so that's fine. He'll either fix it or give the money back.
No, not give the money
But
back.
credit it.
Credit
Well,
it.
what does she want?
She found someone else for half the price to do the roof and hired them. So she wants a full refund from him, but that's not in the
Wait a
contract.
minute. But he did say he put the money toward the roof.
That's correct. But she found someone that'll do it way less than anybody
what?
else.
The roof?
A new roof, yes.
Well, why wouldn't he still give her credit? He offered credit to begin. What difference does it make?
Credit to who?
Credit to her.
He said, I'm going to credit my job toward a new roof.
If I do the roof.
Oh!
If he does the roof.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, he credits a repair towards a new roof.
I see. And she had somebody else do it.
And she had someone else do it. So I had a great idea. I was going to send Freddie out there and see if he could work up enough to recover, but she already hired this other guy and the roof was torn off. So I couldn't even see the job at this point. I mean, there was nothing I could do.
How are we going to proceed with that other deal?
Which one? Oh, with Freddie? Meeting with him again today. I totally remapped it. I gave it so much thought. We're doing it completely different than how we were thinking yesterday. Yeah. No, we're going to do we're the appraisal.
Are we going to do both?
No, we are going to be the appraisal company and the lead generation company. That's all we do. We're going to be the appraisal company. He's going to be, not just him, but going to be the adjuster. Yeah. I looked at the rules and regs. We can't do it the other way. I don't care what you say. I don't care what he does. It's too complicated. I came up with a million times better way. He likes it. I'll tell you how it's going to work later.
Turn off the mic.
Yeah, kill the mic real quick.
One at happy hour, Monday through Friday from 4 till 7 at Bar Louie for just $5.50. Don't rush, but these drinks are only here for a limited release. Come together at Bar Louie this June for some sweet drink-on-drink action. Bar Louie. Eat, drink, be happy.
I gotta set the table. Pull up a chair. Sit at the table. Today at 1. Eat it. I don't mind eating peas if it meant getting the country back to a balanced budget. A mess. Eat with Hannity. I'll eat my peas. On Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Let's talk about your problems, questions, and complaints. We have Kat Campbell with us from Tower Financial Partners. So we talked about some of the common mistakes that people make, the problems they get into. Number one, choosing an entity. Number two is cost and time, meaning do you have a good job? Number three would be HR decisions. HR decisions, how to hire, how to fire, or how not to hire, how to do independent contracting. So with
How to
entities,
pay.
Kat, with entities, what do you favor in general? I mean, we're going to give a lot more at our business seminar. You can sign up, referralist.com, go to the top level menu at referralist.com, hit the button there. It says sign up. It's over on the right on the top level menu of referralist.com. And then you can sign up free of charge and we'll see you next Tuesday evening.
So for like a plumber cat,
Or, well, yeah, okay. Or is there any particular business you would
A service
favor
company.
one and then another? Let's take a service company. What would you favor? What kind of entity?
Mostly, the entity selection depends on the legal protections you want for that business and how much you want to separate your business from your personal life. If you don't have a lot to risk in your personal life, it may not make sense to go through all of the
Process.
machinations
Yeah.
for an S corporation, especially if you're only making $15,000 a year on the business.
You could do an LLC.
You could do an LLC, which would still give you some limited protection against the instance of a lawsuit that would question your
What
liability.
about sole proprietor? Just you know, Schedule C on your tax return, and you own everything.
That works great for a lot of people. The only issues with Schedule Cs are you are the company. And so if you have assets to protect on your own, you own your house outright, you probably don't want a disengaged client coming back and suing you for work that you did and coming after your house personally.
An LLC is just what it means. It's limited to the company. So if the company has accounts receivable, they can get those. If you have a rich LLC, it can go after your LLC and the assets. If you buy property and want to deduct it, the LLC has to own it. So if you buy a truck, equipment, your LLC owns it if you want to use it as a tax deduction. And if that's the case, then they can come after it. I say they, if anybody is sue happy and wants to sue you. That's why you don't want an LLC to be too rich. You don't want to become an attractive target. But you can't prevent it. Of course, the best way not to get sued would be to do things the right way and then avoid certain customers. But that's kind of impossible to be foolproof.
But Tom, one of the things that we find with a lot of LLCs are they are not doing all of the required corporate type behaviors to protect that legal entity.
So they can pierce. In other words, they're going to say, "Hey, that LLC is a sham. You're not really an LLC. Did you have Did you have an annual meeting?
Correct. Did
Are you
have,
right?
Do
What
you
else?
have minutes?
Right.
Do you have an operating agreement, or did you just go online to the Secretary of State and pay your $10 and set up an LLC?
Exactly. Because if you just go through the motions, it's not going to mean as much as if you do the actual procedures. I mean, they will look, when they're looking at a lawsuit, they'll look to see if your LLC was really enacted and really used and you really treated it like a business. Okay, Nancy, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. I am in a rent-to-own agreement with a couple, and
And you are the one who is renting to own?
he's renting to own. Yes, sir.
Oh, it's your
And
property.
It's a mobile home. I don't own the land. So the park manager calls me Monday night and said that his girlfriend or whoever she is, her pit bull bit a child. And I told her that that was between the mother
Who's
and
pit
the
bull?
tenant.
Who's pit bull?
My renter's new girlfriend.
Your renter's new girl. Okay,
Yes.
and your renter's new girlfriend said her pit bull did?
No, the park manager called me to let me know.
That the girlfriend's pit bull bit someone.
Yes.
Okay.
And I said I have no knowledge of her.
Well,
I
you
don't
have
know it's a
you
pit
have.
bull.
I don't see where they can get you for anything.
Okay.
So what are they
That's
looking
my
for?
question.
What are they looking
I
for?
don't know yet.
From you? I mean, you're just renting the place out.
Yes, and so the park manager feels like I guess she needed to let me know. Since
Well,
I'm
no,
still
that's
the one
good.
on the deed.
That's good. She
Yeah.
let you know. I'd like to talk to John Fuller Law, and see what he has to say about your possible exposure.
Man, if that doesn't sound like a trailer park story, I don't know what does.
A pit bull and a trailer park. So, Nancy, you're lucky you got somebody to be in there, you know?
Yes, well, and they were there for a long time before we did the agreement to rent to own, and they're halfway through. The female of the couple has taken off, and they were divorcing, and now he's got this new person there. I don't know if she lives there. I don't have any knowledge of her. She's not on any kind of lease that we've ever done because the wife is still on.
Listen,
our
if you
agreement.
have no, you know, they're going to, first of all, they haven't said anything. I doubt anyone's going to try because they'd have to get an attorney to take the case. I mean, really, they would. So let's find out if they could get an attorney to take that case. We'll talk to John Fuller, Fuller Law. Now, John is a personal injury attorney, and he does things like this. People would call and consult him, and he would decide, will I take that case? So, John, let me lay this out to you for Nancy. Nancy is a landlord, for lack of a better term, although she's selling the trailer under a rent-to-own agreement, okay? This guy is living in there, the one she has the contract with. He is getting divorced and has a new girl living there. Is that right, Nancy, so far?
As far as I know, she lives there. I don't have proof or confirmation.
But the guy with the contract is the one who lives there now, right?
Correct.
And the guy with the contract, did you also have his wife on the contract before they got divorced?
Yes.
And she left.
And she left. She took the kids.
And he's still paying on the contract.
Absolutely, yes.
And then he has some girl either staying there or living there, and this girl has a pit bull.
Allegedly a pit bull.
Or whatever, a dog. Okay. And the dog bit a neighbor.
I don't know if it was a neighbor.
Okay, you know what? It doesn't matter, Nancy. The dog bit a person. This is not that critical. I'm just trying to lay out the story. You got a guy living there with a girl, and her dog...
Not a girl.
Her dog bit someone, right? Okay,
correct.
We got that. Correct. And we don't know if they're going to come after you or try to, but the landlord, or not the landlord, the trailer park guy, whatever, the owner, the manager, called and said, your tenant's dog bit someone. So why did he say that to you?
I'm not really sure. I think just to let me know.
Okay.
As the homeowner of record, I guess.
Okay. And so you've not been contacted by anyone, right?
Not yet.
Do you know the extent of the injuries of the 2-year-old?
I don't.
Okay. So, John, let's say the parents of the 2-year-old, they say, hey, this dog bit us. And we want the homeowner's insurance to cover it. They go and they find out that this guy has a rent-to-own. Does he have homeowner's insurance, Nancy? Did you require that?
I did not require it. I'm carrying the homeowner's insurance until he's paid the note off.
Well, hold on. Are you carrying it as a landlord?
I'm just carrying it as the owner of the property.
Well, then you got a problem. You got a problem there too, because your insurance may not cover you. But that's not for me to say.
It covers the box. It covers the structure.
It probably won't cover your somebody else's liability, and it may not cover the structure, Nancy, if you did not tell them you were renting it. Okay,
they know I'm renting it.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
So you have a landlord's policy.
Well, they know I'm renting it, so whenever I said I was renting it, the premiums went up.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, it's a landlord policy, probably. John Fuller, what do you think of her exposure?
Okay, so there's a lot of different issues to work through on this one. In the shortest version possible, your tenant/purchaser should have a renter's policy in effect, and if he does, that would be the first line of defense. If he doesn't, I would turn it over to my homeowner's insurance and let them run with it and hopefully provide you some sort of defense.
But she shouldn't turn it over until...
Well, I don't think there's any harm in turning something over to your insurance company. It gives them more advance notice to get ahead of something and potentially to establish a defense that might be the the critical.
Do you think she has exposure though? Let's say they wanted to sue her. Do you think she has exposure? What's that?
Here's how this works. Dog bites fall under one of two things: either a municipal statute that defines the duty of a dog owner and their liability for any bite, which I don't know where this trailer is, whether that applies, or a premises liability act. Okay, premises liability, it's the same definition we use for everything. It's the unreasonable failure to take care of a dangerous condition that you knew of or should have known of.
Okay, but hold on. Just hold on 1 second if you could. I'd like to put him on hold. John Fuller, he's our personal injury expert attorney, 303-597-4500. You see how his brain works. He's analyzing exposure. He's analyzing insurance coverage. Let's do that coming up.
She didn't know the dog was there, nor the woman, right? Yeah. So she couldn't have known. It's not like it happened twice before.
I don't think he has anything.
But even here's the other thing. Yeah. If the dog was an illegal dog, meaning like, let's say it was in Denver and they're not allowed to have it, does that give the insurance company a complete out?
Yes.
Even if she did know.
Well, it could, but it's called when you're doing something illegal,
and it causes harm,
Yeah.
that's called negligence per se.
Correct. So the insurance company,
Meaning, you're automatically negligent.
yeah.
I can get them to you.
You know, it's like per se, you're negligent.
I don't really, I thought that was a...
Well, here's my question though.
Yes,
If I live in Denver,
know they have an out.
and I have a Rottweiler, or not a Rottweiler, a pit bull, and I live in Denver, and my pit bull bites the hell out of your kid, and you sue me, can my insurance not pay you a damn dime because the dog was illegal?
Card for your gas.
You see what I'm saying?
Loan your corporate thing.
They need to know
Even though
that.
it's not a corporation.
What do you
And if
think?
you've got an
Or what the
LLC,
renter of the land, saying landlord.
No, I'm saying if it was my dog, my house in Denver, and it bit this shit out of you,
You're
You've
right.
got two
The
people in there.
homeowner's probably, exactly.
And you
What is the
don't have
insurance
as
do?
A partnership.
It's just like if you're driving a car and you're drunk,
That's the right way to do it.
are they
You
gonna
do
cover
two
your
coverages.
your liability?
You're supposed to split it and all kinds of weird stuff. All of that has to be in your operating agreement. I have a whole packet of stuff that we give, because we do virtual CFO and compliance and all of
and you
that.
put Jake Reps up
So,
again.
we just, here's what you need to do, here's the.
yes, I want to start running J-Reps, yes.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of the difference.
Each of them about 30 to 40 minutes. Now, when we have a hailstorm, when we have something that's relevant to what's going on, you give whoever the majority. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Generates recurring demand for refill services, and their average guest will utilize their service 1.4 times.
So Mark, yesterday, I ended up talking to that advertising agency more, and that guy.
Is that who he was?
He's a nice old guy. He is. He worked with AMS for a long time.
You knew him?
No. Okay. I just heard about him. He worked before John Baggett was sales manager. He was a sales
Just
manager.
her.
He's
She's
a
one
nice
that's
guy.
around a year.
I feel bad for him. He's retired. He's kind of ticked up.
So once we get to
clients
about
on the
60
side.
grand a year that people are
And
clearing
he
those
really
small
does
businesses,
take
we
good
want
care of
to put them into that S
He had
corporation.
granite transfer. He has granite transformation. He
Yeah,
does a good job.
Yeah,
And then
that's
this year, so
this year-
Yeah, but he knows nothing about digital. He's going to
no,
dinosaur.
not just that. Not just that.
So you're getting really close to that point where you might want to flip over to an S corp, because then you can change your salary as wages. And instead of paying self-employment tax, you pay payroll tax. The same thing, they just have to Sika versus FICA. But, once you do that, then you say, well, but
I got you. Okay,
And he knows the guy. So, but here's the point.
Are they running in the post too?
Here's the thing.
I can see that.
yeah, so we absolutely, you know,
Is
but
listening to an agency.
it doesn't make sense to you about
What?
60,000 because.
I mean, replacement, all day long. I never interfere with replacement, never. Except I think what people are sold too much.
You know,
But,
bookkeeping kinds
Mark,
of things and keeping things
why do people
Right
think
now,
they come up with ideas? He said, what is it based on? He goes, well, I just want to give a feeling.
I heard
It's
it
not
before.
tracking a basis in the company. When we get to S corporation, we need to
It's
track a
all
basis
in
the
what
company.
people
Based on the
want. I
company,
mean,
how many
they don't
people
want that. They don't want us sliding on the
So,
floor. I mean, it's
there,
like,
you know,
The
some
key to that, the number,
doesn't
the
make
numero
sense to
uno,
get to about that 60
quicker
additional
estimate.
costs to still-
That's going to be
it's
day
a
and
nice
night.
store though.
But once we get
Yeah.
there, man.
They're beautiful.
And they're good.
They're great
And then we
people,
can do all.
but quicker. That's it. They just got to hire a few people.
I know.
They'll
We can do
blow
all
up.
reimbursement accounts. We
They
can
do a great job. They sell a great product.
Allison's great. She was a
My
little
company
laid
has
back.
a simple
She was a little
401k.
too
We don't
laid
have
back.
health
She
insurance
wouldn't
because there's
ask for that sale.
But we
Wasn't
have a simple
engaging.
401k, so they can.
And we heard that over and over.
3%.
You know how hard it is, though, to actually tell someone to ask for the sale. It's so weird.
Well, and for me personally.
And you have to do it in a way that's not desperate, but at the same time is proud. You know, you have to pay. So what do you think? I think you ought to do it, or you going to do it? When do you want to do it?
So
My go-to was, all right, let's get it going.
Right, let's see, what's our next step?
In salary.
What do you need me to do? What do you need me to do to finish this up?
And then if they say blah, blah, blah,
Our structures.
then you hit them back with blah, blah, blah.
We have that option.
If they say, Dan, you son of a bitch, what are you doing?
And I go blah, blah, blah.
And you go blah, 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 blah.
Well, and if it's a sole member.
Oh, I had a Seinfeld one for both of you.
I got a good one.
Oh, hold on.
Trivia.
This was what this was.
Should know.
And the master of my domain,
Yes,
who did Elaine lose it on?
Tax.
John F. K. Jr.
Yeah.
Baby.
But I love his mother, George's mother. I come in and I see my son using himself like a personal amusement park. I love,
I got to think
like
about
a
it.
personal amusement park.
Oh.
I love George's
But it
mother.
was a Glamour magazine.
And you remember, we already talked about the book that was tainted and why. know you're a troubleshooter. I got to get my other eye done. I got to tell you, I got to get that other lens in because now it's it's my near vision's going in that one eye. So, but the one they did, oh my God, is it great? 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So when I take my pilot's license, they ask, do you have any eye correction? I don't really, technically, right, Greg? I don't. I got a contact lens.
Is that how it works?
Excuse me, I got an implant. I don't know. They ask if you have vision correction.
Well, you do have vision correction.
No, I don't. Technically, I mean, it's sewed into my eye.
Technically, you do.
But it's sewed into my eye forever. It's a lens.
It's a bionic eye.
Yeah.
Actually, soon it will be.
Well, it is, and then the next one, I got to get the next one done. But Icon did a great job. So people, the reason I mentioned the glasses, somebody said, "Why are you wearing glasses?" You were bragging about your Icon, that cataract thing. Because I only had the right one done, and the left one blurs up now. And so I have to have that one done, too. I was waiting. I wanted to have them far apart. I was just afraid. I was paranoid. And I wanted to have one completely healed before I did anything. And now, man, it is so healed. Okay, anyway, I digress. Those are people that were watching on Facebook. We're live on Facebook and on YouTube. And don't forget iHeartRadio app. So John Fuller, Fuller Law, is a personal injury attorney. And John really is the one who evaluates cases when people come in and has to decide, is it worth going forward, and who do you collect from, and how do you collect? So this woman naturally has questions that I would ask John, because she is on the landlord side. She is a landlord, basically, or a seller. Her property is being occupied by a guy who has a dog. The dog bit someone. She had no knowledge of it. She had no idea the guy had somebody living there, let alone her having a dog. She didn't know any of this. So, John, what is your analysis of this situation? Oh, I'm sorry. I picked up the wrong one. John is there. Is he there?
We lost him, Tom. I'm calling him right back.
We'll get him right back. You hold on, Nancy. We'll come right back to you. And Sharon, what's going on with you? Hello, Sharon. Do we have him right now? So, Suzanne, we have him? Okay. I'm sorry. I'm going to go back to John because he's got to get to an appointment. John Fuller, again, what would your analysis be? She is the seller or the landlord. She had no knowledge of this woman even living there, let alone having a pit bull.
Well, it comes down to knew or should have known. And if she had no knowledge, the question is, should you have known that your tenant had a pit bull living in your property?
What do you think? What do you think? If that dog bite client walked into you, what would you think?
I'm not a big fan of infant children dog cases because I think in a lot of cases where the infant child is, and a lot of times they're up in the face of the dog and stuff, I attribute that kind of back to the parent. So I think they're really tough cases.
Yeah.
If you've got a dog that's truly being unsupervised and is just allowed to run amok, and certainly if he has any history of any aggressiveness at all, then absolutely I think she has some exposure.
But how much, okay, let's say the dog is violent and the person who lives there knows it. Okay. But Nancy doesn't know the ladies there. Well, Nancy doesn't know about the dog. Should she have known? I'm asking you.
Should she have known? And that's the question that a jury would have to determine for us, Tom, is what level of prudence would you impose on a landlord?
How about if they were
I don't know,
there for the weekend?
What do you think? I'm just asking, John, what do you think?
Are they there for the weekend, as Mark just said? I wouldn't impose that on a landlord. If she's been there for 6 months, I would expect her to know that.
Okay. All right.
I got a question I got to ask John.
Hold on first. Nancy, how long has she lived there? Do you know?
I'm not sure, and I can't say with any certainty that she does live there.
Okay, but what you need to do, you need to make it very clear that no dogs are allowed then.
Well, and get her on the lease if she does live there.
What I would do, Tom, is
yes.
I really mean this. People hate to call their insurance companies. I mean, I see this every day.
I know.
People like, oh, my policy's going to go up or my premium's going to go up. Who cares? You have paid for that coverage.
Right.
You have bought and paid for that coverage. Don't worry about what happens in the future. Worry about where you are right now.
You're right.
You pay for coverage in the event that something happens. Something has happened.
You're right.
Call your insurance company and let them handle it. If there's no payout down the road, they're not going to adjust your premiums. If there is a payout, then at least it wasn't out of your pocket.
Yeah, unfortunately, and John, I totally agree with you when it comes to liability. Unfortunately, insurance companies do rate on how many times you call to inquire about claims. They shouldn't, but they do. It's crazy. So when it comes to roofing, the only time I disagree with John, obviously, with any legal issue, personal injury issue, any kind of liability issue, you call them immediately. When it comes to physical property damage, I would first get an estimate from an independent and then report it as soon as possible, only because if you call an insurance company about property damage and it turns out you don't have property damage, they look at you as a high risk for asking. I know that's weird. It's just one of the things they do. So if you didn't have roof damage but you thought you did, you call somebody from the insurance company, they come out and look and they say, no, this is not roof damage from hail, it's from an old storm, or it's from this, or it's from that, and then you get dinged even though they didn't pay out a dime. So let's go back to this personal injury thing, Nancy. He is recommending, and I agree, that you should call your homeowner's insurance and put them on alert.
Okay. So should I do something with her as like a separate lease with her?
Now that's a whole different issue.
Or tell her to get out.
I mean, I don't...
John, for her to be safe in the future, what would you think? Does she tell the woman to get rid of the dog now that she knows the dog bit someone, right?
Yeah, there are those who will strongly disagree with me, but I think from a landlord perspective, once you have knowledge that a dog has been accused of dangerous activity or aggressive behavior, man, you're crazy to let that dog be in there without some remedial action. I mean, put a muzzle on the thing or something, or just get her out of there.
Even though he's in a rent-to-own, because I can't tell him who can or cannot live there. Can
I don't know. It depends on your agreement. You should have had that in your agreement.
Yeah,
well,
rent-to-own means he's a tenant. It doesn't mean that he has any equity in that home.
I agree, John. John Fuller Law, I just want to remind people, he answers questions like this every day for people that call him. Again, we ask that you limit your questions of personal injury, because really, I have people calling him all the time with other legal questions, and truly, he loves people, but, that's not his bailiwick. He does personal injury, and his number's 303-597-4500. John Fuller, Mark has a question.
Hey, John, I got to ask you this, and I know your answer is going to be...
Well, go ahead. Let me hear.
Okay, so if I punch somebody in my own house on purpose and they sue me, my homeowners is going to say no under most circumstances, right?
Would they? I don't know. Would they, John?
Well,
it depends.
An intentional act, and most insurance companies do not cover intentional acts.
Okay.
And also, most insurance companies don't cover criminal acts.
Okay.
So
That's
if
perfect.
you punching out your buddy is an act of assault, then
correct.
no, they're not
right.
gonna
Yeah, and it is assault. Now let's take it down. I live in Denver, where pit bulls aren't allowed. I have a pit bull. It runs out and bites the mailman and causes serious damage in the cul-de-sac.
So now he's saying, does that apply?
Because a pit bull's illegal in Denver.
So will they not?
That gives rise to a claim called negligence per se, which is to say that the violation of the statute, which was a safety statute, was negligence in and of itself.
But does that give the insurance company an out, is what we're asking?
No, it's going to make the dog owner more likely than not culpable than otherwise.
Well, I know, but I would think that it would make the insurance company, because
because it was an illegal act, like me punching.
No, he's saying it's not so much illegal as it was intentional with the...
It's not intentional, and it's not a criminal act. Those were the two elements that we got
It's just illegal to harbor one,
This is a municipal statute that's considered to be a safety statute, meaning that it's for the good of the public.
Got it.
All right,
when you violate it, it gives rise to a presumption of negligence. That's called negligence per se.
Okay.
It's not the same as a criminal act.
Thank you, John Fuller, Fuller Law, and it's personalinjuryco.com.
This report is brought to you by Farmers Insurance.
When's the fight win? Shake him! Go get him! North of town, there's a crash in the median on southbound I-25. How about if I put a pork chop in a package?
Tie it onto your leg.
To Sheridan, watch out for delays there.
What was your Seinfeld reference?
Oh, okay. No, ready? Well, he's not in, so we'll see if you know it first. The episode where George has to change the tape in the answering machine. Okay. You know which one I'm talking about? He leaves a bunch of stupid messages, first aid, blah, blah, blah. Jerry is replacing the tape while he has the woman in the back. What
have questions and you get out. How was you going to do it?
Now, here's the question. Ready? What was the code word if she started coming back out while he was switching the tape?
Was it pitter-patter or...
You are so close, it's scary, but that's not correct.
It's something like that.
Tippy-toe, tippy-toe!
Okay.
But they changed it at one point, and he would start singing the song.
Oh, that's right.
But when it actually happened, he'd freak out and he'd start yelling, tippy-toe, tippy-toe!
What was the song?
That I don't remember.
So I got this is a very easy one. I know you'll get it. What are the three things that define the holiday festival?
Oh, the grievance.
Complimentary if he takes the case.
What grievance?
Only payable if he wins.
Oh my God.
Three things that define the holiday festivus.
The poll.
Negligent.
The airing of the grievance.
Airing of the grievances.
I hate you people.
What else?
One more.
The shoe thing. Something with shoes. No. All the areas.
Oh no, the wrestling.
Feats of strength.
Feats of strength. Festivus for the rest of us.
Oh my God, was that? You know those riders.
And it was just Festivus is back. I love it. It's just a metal pole.
Aluminum. Aluminum.
Did it have to be aluminum?
Yep.
Well, why a pole? And then,
Instead of a
is
tree.
this what George grew up with?
Yes.
Dad.
They didn't celebrate Christmas. They had Festivus for the rest of us. The feats of strength. The only one in the house, of course, is George. So his dad would beat the shit out of him every Christmas. And then the airing of the grievances. He starts out, I hate you people. And you. Okay, who was there at that dinner?
Kramer.
There's one that's
Jerry,
great.
of course, George.
There's one that's great.
Oh, because he was
George's boss is there.
Not.
Because and why was he there? And why was he there?
He was there.
Oh, because he didn't believe in Festivus.
He didn't believe it was a real holiday.
He didn't believe it was a real holiday, so he showed up to make sure. And George is like, oh, it is.
Isn't there one stupid boss where he talked about a charity? He wanted a charity.
Yes.
What was the charity?
Friends of Man or
No.
The human
fund. Well, he donated like $10,000 to the human fund, and then they find out it's nothing. And George is gonna go. He goes, maybe I should start my own charity.
Oh
yeah,
Kruger, George.
Who was Steinbrenner's voice?
Oh man, I don't know.
Larry David.
Really?
He was Steinbrenner.
Was this?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, now that I think about it.
George?
Yeah,
We're going to send you to Cuba. Here's a great idea.
Who told you that?
I think I saw it in the credit. Or I saw it in the DVD, when they talk about the
I
episode.
love Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, great show.
I remember when he was out looking for that girl in a wheelchair. He comes across somebody else in a wheelchair and says, "Did you happen to see so-and-so?" And she says, "Who is she?" Well, she's in a wheelchair. And he says, "So you think we all know each other?"
That's actually, there was an episode of Seinfeld where he asked the Chinese mailman where the closest Chinese restaurant is, and the guy goes crazy.
That was when he had the Indian, the fake Indian, or the wooden Indian.
The wooden Indian.
You're pretty
Hi,
good.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. All about bathrooms, serving Cherry
Hills, Greenwood Village, and South Highlands Ranch, Parker, Castle Rock. This is the area they specialize in, high-end bathrooms. Actually, I say high-end, but they just do luxurious, elegant, beautiful bathrooms. They're not all high-end or very expensive. They're very beautiful. It's the first time we've ever had someone like this that specializes just in bathrooms. Unbelievable, whether you're remodeling or doing a new one. Yeah, you can do a whole new bathroom in a space where you didn't have a bath, or of course you can retrofit or do whatever. And even in your new construction, you can assign them the bathroom, like the master bath, since 2001. All about bathrooms on my referral list at referralist.com, 720-524-7546, 7546. Okay. Let's talk. Go ahead. What do you want me to take?
Well, I want you to take Mike back. I kept him holding because Kaylin Eccles told me to call him back in 15 minutes.
So you're going to call him back now?
I did call him back, but now he's not answering, so
Okay.
I'm not sure what
So
to do
Mike,
with Mike now.
There's no way Kaylin Eccles isn't answering.
Mike said that, Suzanne said Kaylin said to call back and he was going to talk to us. I want to say something seriously right now. Kaylin, you've had problems, okay? It's obvious that you have problems in business. I'm not out to get you. Truly, I'm not. This is a very simple problem. We looked at the photographs. This guy this guy agreed to pay you $200 to fix the window. You did attempt to do it. It's not like you took the money and you ran, right? So we got to give him that. But he did a lousy job. Mike, you could have done that work, right?
I could have done the work that came out. Yeah.
It's terrible.
A blind man could have done that work.
It's terrible. So, the point I'm trying to make is, at least he attempted. I mean, it's not the same as people who, you know what I mean, take money and don't do anything. He didn't take any money either. So how did you arrange that? He didn't want money up front. How'd you arrange that?
It was like a small handyman type job, and
but he was supposedly a big roofer, and so is he doing these small little jobs? Like, this is what I don't understand.
Tom, his voicemail says something about a cleaning properties.
So maybe
company.
he's changed.
The man should be cleaning toilets, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think his main thing is roofing still, but he didn't say. He said
He should.
I bet he'd even do a crappy job at that.
You know what? He could change his name or move or something. I don't know, but here's the deal. We're gonna stay on it. I know it's only $200. Well, it's not $200. You're not paying him.
What phone
Let me
number
just
is he
ask
at
you this,
these
Mike.
days?
If you're not paying him, Mike, wait a minute. You're not going to pay him, so forget it. We don't really have
He keeps
a problem.
sending him a $1,600 bill.
He's threatening to put a lien on his house.
Oh,
it ain't gonna matter.
When
$1,600 and threatened to put
all right, when
Can I
okay,
risk it all?
when what? I don't think you are. When was I would fight it, but even if he puts a lien on it, he can't foreclose on it. It'll drop off. But I want to ask you this: when was the job completed?
Mid-April.
Okay.
Well, it's never completed if you look
How
at it.
about this?
Right,
if he puts a lien on your house, that would give us a legal reason to go after him.
I'd be afraid. I'm not sure about this, but I'm assuming because of his past, if he showed up to court to sue this guy, he'd be arrested.
I don't think you have to worry about Kalen doing anything. I mean, he may do something.
What is his number now, so people can avoid it like the Black Plague?
What's his number?
My internet just went down. What?
Okay.
It's 720-690-9082.
Is this the same number we used
It's
to?
the same number as
Oh,
always.
so he kept it.
Yeah.
And I think it's even on Sleaze Brigade. Didn't I put his number on sleazebrigade.com?
I'm sure you did,
Mark,
Tom.
when are our new websites going to be launched?
You know, I didn't realize this. Probably the end of, not this week, the next week.
Yes. What didn't you realize?
It's a holy month right now. In all seriousness, I did not realize that.
It is.
Yeah, it's Ramadan.
Oh. But what does that have to do with Kalen? I don't understand. This
You said, is our new website going to be done? The guy working on our new website actually...
Okay, now I understand. He's off for religious...
yes.
For his for Festivus.
He's taking Festivus.
You remember we talked... I don't know if you remember. If anyone... You know what Festivus is? Come on. Do you remember? Festivus.
For the rest of us.
For the rest of us.
Festivus for the rest of us. So I'm looking for Kalen Eccles on the Sleaze Brigade.
God, don't say on the referral list.
No. Why isn't he coming? Hold on a second. Second page. Oh, he's on? Okay.
He's the handsome guy.
Kalen Eccles. I'll look for it. Okay, he is on there. Is his phone number on that? Did you find it?
I see a video blog, not a...
Oh, no, he's on... I'm talking about referral... excuse me, Sleaze Brigade. But no, I didn't put his number up. I might... It is. Oh, it is on there? Good. I just want people to recognize that number in case you see it on Craigslist or something. Don't call it.
Hey, speaking of contractors...
It's 720-690-9082. Yes, Mark.
We got to talk... We are sending Mr. Green Jeans out, the good guy, to look at that landscaper that decided to leave. Took $16,000, didn't finish.
Oh, that was terrible. Hey, Freddie, you held earlier this week. I'm going to get to you right after the news, okay, bro?
No problem.
All right, hang on. Thank you very much. I'm Tom Martino. Then we're going to talk about business with Caitlin from Tower Financial Partners. We're going to get into the top mistakes people make with small suggestions, and then we're going to try to get you to sign up for our seminar to help you out. No cost, no obligation. Save all your problems for me.
Can I get you?
Just because you hear all kinds of...
Rewrite my name, C-A-T-L-I-N, so you'll say Catlin instead of Caitlin.
Oh, okay, because it's spelled, so why don't I just call you Cat? You go by Cat, right? Yeah, I like calling you Cat. But Caitlin is, but your name was Caitlin and you grew up?
No, my name is Catlin. It's the Welsh pronunciation instead of anglicized.
So Catlin, okay.
It's just my mother's fault.
No problem. I'll just call you Cat.
Mom's
That's not just a lender, that's a consumer advocate like me. And isn't that why you listen to this show? Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. 303-867-7000. IdealHomeLoans.com. Also on my referral list at referrallist.com.
Any exciting trips, Greg?
7,000.
No, I missed out on the planes in Mexico now.
In Mexico?
Yeah, my coworker took the trip for us. I've got my wife and I are on my company.
Yeah, you want to get off?
On 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. KHOW, Denver.
ABC News Radio. I'm Lisa Carter. President Trump will announce his decision on the Paris Climate Change Agreement in a matter of hours. The White House has scheduled the president's remarks for 3 p.m. Eastern today. Reports say Trump is leaning toward pulling out of the landmark deal, despite strong opposition from the U.S. business community and many world leaders. A few changes may be in the works for some Obama-era moves on Cuba.
Reports say President Trump is considering reinstating limits on commerce and travel with the island nation. Normalizing relations with Cuba was one of former President Obama's top foreign policy accomplishments. Obama argued a decade...
Dying, man. I gotta stay away from that fucking roller food. I love it.
That's pretty good. I just can't believe you don't need a bun.
I hate buns.
Caitlin Eccles, he says it's Caitlin. I don't think it's him.
Sweet, the ladies' man.
He's coming on my
People listening, ladies' man coming up.
Why? Do you have a picture of him?
Yeah, right here. I got it.
The reason we call him the ladies' man, oh, we told you.
Oh, he's
Oh, that's his mugshot.
That's his mugshot, I got it.
Look at, he's got some great tats, though.
Ooh, baby makes me. Third consecutive season.
So, I predicted on a Thursday he'd be in jail soon. That was Friday morning.
You're on.
I went down, I drove down that morning and paid $10 for the mugshot. Stupid Arapahoe County makes you buy it.
And that's public. That's public.
Was he in jail because of Hey, so these little major radio live reads, which play?
I'm gonna work it into this hour, this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's just set up like a normal live read. You do it all just market.
Yeah.
So are you gonna have them every day?
So I'm gonna have them sprinkled in. That major radio one I want to work in the next hour. I'm simply doing the referral list. It's a paid spot. You see on there?
Yeah.
So, but I want to work it in this hour so the spring gets it.
But I thought you bought it for other reasons.
I did, but right now I want to use it for that.
Caitlin Eccles is on
I did all the Southwest flights. I'm trying to get I just don't want to I just don't want transmission.
Yeah. What?
Did you see what it looks like?
No, I don't know if I've ever just called it.
You got it out very well.
Yeah, why would that wipe out?
Oh, yeah. Well, Dan has a hard time keeping his hands off of them. Yeah.
Hey,
say it again.
I just think if you want to fly in Orange County.
We'll know if it's Kaylin pretty quick.
Pretty sure it's Raffle. That's what we got.
If you fly in
The dump button's
Valley.
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to control the button there?
and be on their schedule.
Right off the bat.
Yeah, and we seem to get their line.
What are you doing?
Still this chair. Still is a football chair. That was pretty dangerous.
And I was like, well, how did I
You think it's Kalen?
the other line? I see the other line.
I mean, the guy loves media attention.
Oh, he loves
So what's Caitlin Eccles' MO when he comes on?
Oh, his MO is going to be.
Starts off real nice, then he turns.
I mean, on our side,
He loves getting kicked in the balls.
I don't know.
I think he does, man. I really think he does.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, that's the nice thing.
That's what everybody, you should have the whiteboard up here. Every
So I
day,
know they're looking at
every
jet service, I don't know if you know what a jet share or what.
That's a good one. Typically, three things to define.
once a week probably wouldn't be enough.
What job did Kramer have in that episode? Very rarely does Kramer have a job. He had a job in that episode. You need another clue?
Yeah.
Up above.
He went on strike.
And stops me.
Oh, bacon bagel.
Remember, he's got his bubble gum he falls in there. He's like,
And then they fire him after that. Thank God.
where else did he work? So,
Oh, he worked at a place where he gets paid.
he worked in the place where he didn't work. He worked at an ice cream place. Oh, no. That was the guy that climbed into the ice cream thing.
And maybe it was more expensive than the problem is that.
Yeah, he was an alcoholic. I don't remember the relationship. Oh, no, he was the one that was going through the 12 steps, and George stretched out the neck hole. He had a job like at Baskin Robbins.
Right.
And they had rum raisins. And at the end, he climbs in and starts eating the rum raisins.
Tells the kids to get out of there.
Yeah.
Step 9. He wouldn't do step 9.
He wouldn't do step 9. Why wouldn't the alcoholic on step 9 not apologize to George? Why did George want the apology?
That episode. Which episode?
The main part that went on in that episode is a friend they knew from way back, usually not on the show, was an alcoholic. And he was going through step 9, which is where you apologize. Make amends. He made amends with Jerry, he made amends with everybody but George. And George was so pissed.
And what was the reason?
George,
$9,000 now.
he lent George a sweater. And George put it on and it stretched the neck hole. So George
Troubleshooter Show.
No, but he yelled at George.
Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. We are here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, and make your life a little easier. All you have to do is give us a call at 303-713-TALK. Don't forget 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. 303-MARTINO is a number that works 24/7 to help you. Listen, we've been helping people for a long time. One of the things we're doing is a small business seminar. And Kat is helping us, Kat Campbell with Tower Financial Partners. What we want to do is introduce you to basics in business. Now, you may think, oh, I've been in business for years, I know what I'm doing. Well, you may know how to do the trade, but truly, we want to help you. Go to referralist.com. You look at the main menu, you know, where the home and blog and about us and all that. Go to the top right. Click Small Business Seminar Registration and sign up on the 6th. Now, listen, we are going to go over some basic stuff that everyone needs to know. But right now, I'm going to come back to this. I want to talk to a guy that called about his house. And Freddie, you're absolutely next. But this guy called and said, I paid $200. Oh, no, I agreed to pay $200.
That's right.
So it's not like this guy took the money and ran. And it's not like he never showed up. He did try to do the work, Mike, right? He tried to fix the window. What was wrong with the window?
It just looked terrible.
Okay. And you showed us pictures. It does look terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, so he said now you owe him $1,600, right?
Yes.
Why?
He's a liar and a crook, and he says he's threatening to leave my house.
Okay, now, Kalen Eccles had a run-in with us a while ago. with a roof job. And you can learn about it on YouTube if you want. You can go to sleevesbrigade.com. But bottom line is, he said the reason the husband was mad and the reason the woman was mad, the husband was mad because he was doing it with his wife. And his wife, and that's why she was mad, because he wouldn't do it anymore. And that's why the roof job went south. To make a long story short, it was a mess. I will say that since then, Kalen did apologize. He did say, look, I'm trying to turn things around.
And he did go to jail, let's not forget.
And Kalen says, I'm trying to change. Leave me alone, basically. That's what he said.
And then I looked him up on Colorado courts about a month ago. He's already got other lawsuits pending.
Okay, so this comes up out of the blue. So I don't want Kalen to think we're out after him. But this truly came in as a phone call. And, you know, whenever we hear about the same guy over and over, that usually tells us something. But so I want to give Kalen his due, so he's on the air. Suzanne, is it Kalen?
He says he's Kalen.
Now, you say you don't think it's Kalen. Why?
It just doesn't sound like him, but gosh, it's been a month.
Man.
Okay, it sounds like him. Kalen?
Hi, Tom Martino. How are you today?
It's him. It's for sure him, yeah.
Good.
What's going on, man?
And Mark?
Sir. So what's happening with this?
What you two do for the community.
What's happening with this
Thank you.
What's happening with this $200 job? I mean, it doesn't seem like a thing to get stressed over, does it?
No, not at all. I apologize for not picking up the phone last time Suzanne called. I was actually on the phone with our marketing department putting together a nice little gift for Mr. Michael Stee. We're not going to charge him one single dime for anything that we've ever done. We're going to send him a $250 gift card.
Well, you don't have to do that.
Well, I mean, but we want to. That's ever since your show, Tom.
Oh,
just
please.
Turned around the way we do.
No, wait a minute, Mark. Why don't you let the guy talk? Hold on. Okay. Kalen, he says ever since that time he's changed. What's wrong, Mark? You don't think people can change?
I want to see this gift card.
Okay. Anyway, Kalen.
Mark?
Sir.
Yes.
Just give him a chance.
You're really going to send him a gift card, Kalen?
Absolutely.
You've already had other lawsuits when you called a month ago wanting to be taken off the Sleeves Brigade.
How do you know those?
How do you already have these?
Mark, how do you know those lawsuits weren't from before?
Because I saw when they were filed.
Do you have recent?
We even sent them. We even sent them to
talk,
Kalen.
Mark. Let him talk.
Do you want evidence of the? You know what that lawsuit was about, by the way? It was about work that we had performed that we weren't paid on.
Okay.
And that we liened the property for that work. That
like
we
the paint job.
And because Suzanne and Mark dug up court information or whatever,
yeah.
We want to get off your little bad list or whatnot. So we went ahead and sent a lien release to Douglas County courts saying that they don't owe us any money for work that was performed. Now we're sending a lien release to Mike that says he doesn't owe any money for work that was performed.
Maybe he is coming around.
So I mean, we're dedicated to 100% satisfaction, customer service satisfaction. I don't swing hammers. I don't do windows. We do roofs, and normally don't touch anything under $5,000. This was just something I was trying to do a favor for the guy because I liked him. He would seem pretty cool. But you know, things happen, and we're willing to just walk away from him. He doesn't owe us any money. He gets a lien release. He gets $250 to spend wherever he wants to. And yeah, and that's it.
Well, hey, Mark, I think seeing is believing. What do you think? When we see this gift card, I mean, listen, he didn't have to offer that.
It's probably a gift card to Legacy Roofing.
Mike, what do you think? Mike, what do you think?
You know, I take that, and I appreciate that. I've been trying to walk away the whole time. He just keeps threatening to increase the bill and to lien me. So,
well, I just didn't understand why the bad reviews when you don't pay for it. You know, it's not like we asked for any money for anything, so why go?
Oh, so you didn't send that bill until the bad review.
Yes, because Mike and I had said, listen, you won't pay us any money. You don't have to pay us. You can have whoever you want do the work. Just, you know, let's leave each other alone.
Leave us. And
after that is when we got Google reviews and BBB complaints from Mike, months after the fact, by the way,
wow.
of him complaining.
Is that true, Mike?
Well, it can't be months after the fact, just since the work was done, you know, half done in April. Mid-April.
The BBB complaint just came in, so...
No, the BBB
what are you still holding on to?
Was a long time ago. And so it's just continued because it's ongoing, essentially.
You haven't paid for it.
Yeah, I put the reviews out there,
Mike,
in all honesty.
You better watch it, Mike. You're not going to get your gift card.
You better...
Well, just like Tom Martino, like you protect the public,
Yeah.
I think the reviews do the same thing.
No, reviews. Now, listen, reviews can work both ways, by the way. I want to let both of you know. I mean, reviews sometimes are very unfair. I've seen people blackmailed with reviews. I think it sucks sometimes. I've seen guys work their asses off, and a customer says, hey, do this, or you're getting a bad review, or if you don't give me a discount. I've seen it where competition goes in and puts bad reviews about their... It just sucks.
Mike, you need to watch your lady around, Kaylin.
But in any case, Kaylin, here's what I'm going to do. I truly, and I mean this sincerely, I don't have an axe to grind with you, and I think seeing is believing, and we're just going to see how this plays out, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
And I appreciate you being on the radio. I really do. It takes balls.
I
okay?
appreciate you, Tom. You're just,
right.
a fantastic individual. Does a lot for everybody.
I don't know how to take that.
Jekyll and Hyde.
Did it sound like sincere to you? It sounded sincere, right?
Oh, it was the most sincere thing he's ever said.
Mark, what is it about him that gets you?
You're serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
You think he's phony?
Oh, my God. He's phony baloney, in my opinion. You got to be kidding me. Anybody that would answer a review by the only reason they hate my work is because I was banging the wife, I don't know what else to say. It's insane.
No, that was bad. But haven't you ever done something stupid?
Not like that. Have you?
No, not like that.
Who do you know that's ever done anything close to that?
No. Okay.
Anybody.
But I've done things crazy, like got mad and said things to people I wish I didn't. You know what I mean. I haven't done anything like that or publicly, made a review like that. But yeah, that is weird.
You heard his attitude on that.
I want to ask people though. Should people be given another chance and forgiven? Of course they should.
Well, of course.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Casting stones and metal houses.
Well, we'll see. Glass houses, that is, Mark. Metal house.
Mine's metal.
Where the hell's he get his metaphors? I don't know. Anyway, 303-713-TALK. So we're going to come back and talk about the top problems business has. Now, Kat Campbell with Tower Financial Partners, you said sometimes you hear people with all kinds of weird beliefs when they go into business, and part of your job is dispelling myths. So I'm going to ask you right off the bat, what is a myth that comes to mind? What is a myth that what do you call a myth that somebody might have in their head?
That if I put a sign on my car, I can write off every mile that I drive because it's advertising cost.
Oh, I've heard that. You're right. That is kind of an urban legend, isn't it?
Or if I wrap my vehicle, it's now advertising.
All right, we'll come back to that and more. If you have any business questions at all, give us a call, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Approval reverse mortgage. Why do I say that? It's approval reverse mortgages for reverse mortgages. Here's why. If Joan Sullivan and her team do not feel it will benefit you, they won't advise it. But there are many times where a reverse mortgage will fit your circumstances for maybe a line of credit, regular monthly payments, or just an emergency fund you want. And they can do that too. So whatever or you can get a lump sum. Give her a call. She'll help you plan it out. Again, it's good for some, not for others. It's a tool. 303-771-3528, 771-3528.
Tippy-tap, tippy-tap.
Mark, you can throw stones in metal houses all the time.
It just pains. I had a guy jumped on and railed on me and went to Better Business Bureau and da-da-da-da, and I was like, look, dude, I've done the work. He's called you. We've got all these lists, and he put in the thing with the credit card that he wanted me to charge back. I disputed it. I said, here's his signed contract. I'm not going to send you the work because it's his tax transfers, da-da-da-da. He reopened it.
Did you win?
Well, it was going to cost me more money if I lost. I mean, if I've got a signed contract and you say...
The credit card company would have paid you.
Mark, how many books did they download? Does he know?
I ended up redoing it.
I'd have to look. I would look for a while.
Back.
Hundreds for sure. I want to do that major radio spot this break.
The bad thing on that, I think,
It's coming back in.
those are the same people that do it and just keep the fire.
Well, and what...
I want to do that. Hey,
Yeah,
Drew,
I do too.
I want to do the major radio spot coming back in, but I want the Springs to get it.
Please go ahead.
So you want to just count down in my ear, and I'll do it right after the last break?
Please come to me directly. And then if they do a review, I send them a $5 gift card. Starbucks or whatever.
Jim Eccles does $250.
Right after the last commercial in this break. As soon as we come back.
That came up last week with 303.
All right, just keep the bumper music down a little.
30. That guy just needed to let it go. He's probably right.
Mark was yelling at me.
And then make sure you fire it.
I mean, he's getting raked over the coals on the radio.
I was talking to him on the phone. Mark was yelling, "Get off the phone!" He was at 303. He was yelling at me, "Just leave him alone. I'll deal with it on the show."
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't freaking believe you were over there giving that guy a BK. Tom, you would have been sick to your stomach if you heard that.
I wasn't. I was.
He was trying to talk 303 out of charging for the storage fees. He kept saying, "Don't do it. Mark's going to go off on you on the air. Don't do it. Just take it off. It's not worth it." I'm like, Dan, shut up!
Then you did go off on it.
He was yelling at me.
Kaylin asked me to ask you personally, because you're my husband, you know this.
Can't wait to hear.
Would you please stop talking, would you please tell Mark to stop talking about me going to jail and my history? It's embarrassing, it's ruining me. You guys have a loud reputation in town, and I can't
loud?
Yeah, we do.
A loud
We're loud,
reputation?
yeah, like we have an impact. That's what he meant.
Okay.
And he says, would you please ask Mark to stop saying that on the air?
Did he ask you out? Do I got to worry?
He says, "You're a pretty nice bone."
Ooh! She came after me like a Rottweiler wanting a treat.
With a dog, with a, what was that? I can't remember exactly.
What did she say that we got a loud
Reputation.
loud reputation?
Yeah, it means you got a big.
I get it. So I kind of like it too.
I like that. Allow.
Yeah, I haven't heard that. I do too. Oh my God, you weren't even in the ballpark.
Oh, was I trying? No.
You were trying to hit the Lysol can.
I knew I shouldn't have skipped my smoothie this morning. My brain. I didn't get enough shots for breakfast.
Is it booked as a 30 or 60?
Is this one already on the list? This timeshare one, wasn't that one already on the list?
I don't know. I just got it. Send it to Daff, see if it matches. 30, okay.
I'll take care of it.
I don't know if it's on that now. If they truly are fixing these.
They really are. They're still helping them too. They're giving all their money back and doing it.
Go to advancedtaxsolutions.com.
I have Stephanie doing my Pinterest. I want to do an aviation folder. I want to do I'm going to do Pinterest.
That was worse.
That was worse. The other one had some rebounds.
Wait a second, I gotta put you on. Okay, now.
What? Folks, we sit here and we go after the bad guys every single day. If you're a good guy, if you're in business, please do me a favor. Go to Troubleshooter.com, referrallist.com. Hit join now. I need great businesses to send people to day in and day out. It's one of the best ways to advertise. You have to sign our code of ethics. You have to do other stuff, but please, fill out join now. Troubleshooter.com, referrallist.com. Tom, there's no better way out there. You know it. I know it. We need good businesses everywhere.
We call it aggregate, meaning everyone chips in so we're able to push it out, do the SEO, and do what it takes to promote the list. And everybody gets promoted every day. So, having said that, just go to referrallist.com. We have a number of things going on right now. Freddie has waited so long, and he waited the other day. He has a problem with Excel Energy. I'm going to feel really badly if I can't help him. So what's going on, Freddie?
Well, we received a call from XL stating that they were sending somebody over to change the gas meter. They did come, in fact, and installed it.
And what's the problem?
Well, they stated that it should have been changed several years ago. We've been here for over 40 years. To my knowledge, it's never been changed.
Well, why do you need a change?
They said that the meter was not marking the usage correct.
Well, how are they billing you?
How are they?
Do they estimate it or what? Or are you paying too much or are you not paying enough? Do you even know?
Apparently, we were not paying enough because the meter.
Okay, but have they billed you extra because of that?
Oh yeah, they.
But how do they prove it if the meter's not working?
I think they're billing him for the meter itself, right, Freddie?
No.
Oh, pardon me.
They're billing us for usage.
Okay.
We did not pay enough for the usage of the meter.
Okay,
the meter was not
Freddie, how long, let me ask you this, how long have you lived there?
Over 40 years.
Okay, so over 40 years you've had the same meter, right?
Well, as far as I know, we've never been contacted that they were going to change it.
I understand. Now, when did they say you started, the meter went bad? When did they say it went bad?
They didn't.
Okay, now when you get your electric bill every month, is it a normal electric bill?
It's gas.
Is it normal gas bill? Or
Yeah.
does it say...
Well, it's fairly normal.
Or does it say past due?
Let's see what it is.
In other words, was your account ever zero? Do you ever pay it off? Zero.
Well, we pay it monthly. We pay it gas.
Right, you pay it off, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you say they're billing you for usage? What I don't understand is, what about this extra usage? I thought you said because the meter was not working properly, they're billing you for something.
They're billing us because the meter was faulty and it did not register the usage correct.
Okay. What do you mean they're billing you because the meter was faulty? They're billing you because you're using gas every month.
Well, we're using gas every month.
How do you know what part of the bill is for the past usage and how much of the bill is for current usage? How do you know that?
Well, I've got a previous balance here for our usage.
Okay, what is it?
Let's see.
He put in his email.
195.66.
How much?
195.66.
Where did the 791 come from, Freddie?
Well, they're telling us that they're going back through the years because the meter did not register for usage.
So they're going back through the years, and they're trying to estimate how much you did not pay.
Correct.
Okay, but here's what I need to know. What is that amount? Not the current, but the past due amount. Do you know?
Yeah, 79125.
Okay, and then the current bill was 195.66?
Correct.
Okay, so every month, if you normally you'd pay $195 normal, right? Is that your normal bill usually $195?
How much, Bella? Around 102. My wife says about 102 a month.
Okay, so the extra money, what are they billing you every month extra to try to whittle away that past due, that $791? How much extra are you being billed every month?
We're not. It hasn't started yet.
Okay, it hasn't started yet. So they're trying to basically, they're asking you for $791.
For past usage.
And you feel you shouldn't pay it because it was their fault?
Well, it's their negligence and...
Right, it is, but you still owe it. That goes with taxes, that goes with anything. But they have to be reasonable about it. And here's what usually the rule is. However long it took them to discover, they should give you that long to pay back. It's a rule of thumb. It's not a law, but it's been approved by many judges, meaning if it went on for 10 years, it would be ridiculous to expect you to pay it in 1 year. So they should give you 10 years. However, in this case, because it's a utility, they can't really go back more than 3 years. Are they going back more than 3 years?
We've never had an explanation.
Well, so you don't know. So here's what we're going to do for you. We have a contact at Excel. They are very good at taking care of problems. The first thing I want to know is how far back does the 791 go? The second thing I want to know is do they expect you to pay for it, and can they waive some of it? I don't think they should go back more than 3 years. The law is 6 years.
How are they coming up with the difference in gigajoules?
In what?
That's how they measure it, is gigajoules.
No, gas.
Yeah,
it's gas.
Well,
it's gigajoules. That's how it's measured.
Not what? It's not cubic feet?
No.
Okay. How are they coming up with the difference, whatever the hell that means?
We don't know. We've never had an explanation.
That's what I want to know. How'd they determine you owe $791?
Yeah.
That we'll find out. Suzanne, let's just find out. We'll find out for you, Freddie. We got good people there. Nathan, what's going on with you, Nathan? Nathan?
Hi, sorry about
What's
that.
happening, man? What's going on?
Oh man, lots going on. But what I have going on now, I bought my home in October. Had busted pipe when we had our freeze this last winter. Ended up contacting a company called Rocky Mountain Disaster Services.
Yeah.
Spoke to the owner, Justin Milligan. The number from the website that I Googled went directly to his cell phone, which is a different number. He comes out after I had called a couple other companies that couldn't get out there that quickly. And he goes down there and looks at it and pretty much tells me what he sees going on. We sign a service agreement, and then they began work. And, you know, a lot of it's with hindsight, but essentially months go by, and they didn't finish the work. I continue to try and contact them.
Were they on the job pretty regularly?
No, they would show up whenever they want.
Okay.
They set up my insurance adjuster. They would call me because I didn't know they were showing up, and I would be in like Louisville and we're in Thornton, for example. And then I'd have to drive all the way out because they'd show up. And then
So what's happening now? What's the problem?
So the problem is, you know, I started noticing it's still really wet down there. Obviously, the dirt's going to be wet.
How long has it been they've been on the job?
This was the week of Christmas.
So wait a minute. They've been at your house since December?
That's when they came out, and then they pulled out probably beginning of January.
What do you mean they pulled out?
They came, collected their dehumidifier, and then left.
Okay, so they're gone. So what are you calling about now?
So I brought out another contractor to see if the work was fully completed.
How much were you billed for that, by the way, from December to January?
So he took my insurance adjustable up front, so I gave him $1,000 in cash.
Yeah.
And then he is now claiming I owe him just under $6,000.
So that's why you're calling, because he's now billing you. What about your insurance? Isn't your insurance paying it?
So I have it writing from my insurance company. As of the end of March, he never contacted them to try and get the payment.
Okay, well, do it now. They'll still pay it.
Well, I already paid another deductible because I had another.
Why'd you pay another deductible?
Because he was ignoring me. I couldn't get his office manager to respond. He wouldn't return.
What does that have to do with paying another deductible?
Oh, well, because I had another contractor finish the work.
But why? Wait a minute. You don't get to pay another deductible, though. I don't understand what you're talking about. It's the same claim. What do you mean you paid another deductible? Did you put in another claim?
No, it was the same claim. That was just I was guessing at that point I was following the instructions.
Okay, so hold on. All right, so you paid the new contractor $1,000.
Correct, and they finished the work.
Okay, so you want your $1,000 back from the first contractor.
Correct.
But wait a minute. The first contractor did the work.
He did.
Did he get paid the rest of the money he was owed?
Well, he got the $1,000, and I have a number from the work that.
Is he getting paid the rest for what he did?
That's with the invoice. I don't know exactly how much he owes. He's trying to.
Nathan, that's not going to go away. If he is billing you $6,000, your insurance needs to pay that too. I mean, whatever it is, there's two steps to this job. There's the mitigation and the construction. If this guy did work, he needs to get paid. And here's the problem with you, Nathan. Here's a really big problem. You should have only paid that $1,000 once. It's not. He didn't do anything wrong.
But he didn't finish the mitigation. He didn't complete the work.
Okay, but it doesn't matter. He did $1,000 worth of work, didn't he?
I don't think he did. I can give.
You don't think he did $1,000 worth of work?
No, based off his invoice and the.
Wait, he's billing for $6,000. You said.
Correct, but a lot of it is either just things they didn't do or use.
Okay.
And
all right, here, listen. Here's a very simple plan. Okay? You got to figure out what you owe him, and
I have a number.
How much?
So it's based off two things: the invoice and the when I have.
Hold on, and just tell me how much you owe the guy. Okay? When we come back.
We need to
call Rocky Mountain Disaster.
He trust-
He didn't do anything wrong, Rocky Mountain Disaster. They just have to settle up the bill. I mean, this guy's unfortunate, but guess what? That guy doesn't owe him $1,000.
Throwing away money you could be investing in your own American dream. American Financing has helped their customers get into homes for less money. Sure. Money down. There are down payment programs which can possibly get you into a home for as little as $1,000.
Yeah, if you could do it, Greg, that'd be great. I'm gonna start switching. So what I'm gonna do is go half hour, 15, 15, 15, 15. That way.
But get everybody mixed up.
Right. Yeah. That way you don't do the whole 45 at one time.
Their salary-based mortgage consultants will customize a loan program to fit your needs. Call American Financing today, 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000.
Okay, overtax.
AmericanFinancing.net.
Did you dispute yours?
Holy shit, almost 500. Oh yeah, I disputed mine.
Oh, I did too.
You know,
It was you did at the beginning. I did.
mine was more than I bought.
Property tax.
My evaluation was more than what I bought the house for a year ago.
Right. You probably get to do what you. Yeah. How much more? There's quite a bit more.
Over 150 more than I paid for the house less than a year ago.
Yeah, I only have one property, and every year I can test, they value it. Well, I have a raw land down in southern Colorado, and they taxed it at $10,000. Not one lot has sold in that area more than like $2,000 in the last 10 years.
Where is it?
Down by Great National Sand Dunes. Down in El Valle.
What was your long-term plan on it?
Oh, it was a gift. I didn't want it.
Okay.
It was given to myself and my brother. I don't like to do things with.
I got a piece like that up in West Creek.
And the HOA fees and the taxes are more than it's worth.
Well, why don't you donate it? Get a tax write-off.
You gotta have somebody to accept the donation.
Yeah. Well, I bet you there will be places and stuff that would.
Yeah, I don't know. You can't sell them.
Is it like an acre or how many?
It's like an acre. You can't sell them. There's no water run to that.
Is this Pueblo?
No. No, Great National Sand Dunes National Park. It's called Zapata. It's a
damn desert
area. It is a desert. Oh, absolutely, it's a desert. But you've got Zapata Falls. They've got.
You should trade her straight up for your house.
Well, and now they're rewriting the HOA stuff about minimum footprint, because I was like, hell, we'll go put a tiny house on it and go permanent once a year.
Right. Put a 10 on it.
It's not even worth it. I'm like, it's kind of like timeshares. Can't have to get out of it.
Oh, you're right. Well, property shouldn't be like a timeshare. You should be able to just like.
Oh, I can stop paying the tax on it and they'll take it from me, but I can't sell it, and I'm not going to.
Yeah, but you would technically still owe that tax.
I know. It's scuzzy.
I'll bet you if you put it up there and sell $100 for this piece of property, somebody would buy it.
Quit claim it to a bum, you find.
Yeah. Hey, let me quit claim this.
Give him a six-pack, tell him to sign here.
Yeah, when we first got it, we told my brother.
Piece of property not worth anything, but she's got to pay HOA and sales tax on it each year.
HOA. Well, HOA and property tax, because I owe it. I own the property.
Well, it's paid off?
Oh, yeah, somebody gifted it to us.
How much property is it?
It's only an acre.
It's in the middle of the desert.
It's like, well,
no water.
What are the consequences if you stop paying? They'll take the property.
They'll take the property.
Okay, she'd still technically owe.
Yeah.
They could do a tax lien.
Well, that's it. Could that hurt your credit too?
Oh, well, I don't care about credit. We don't.
Tax lien. But they can take. You don't want a tax lien. You don't want to tax. They can take the property. That's all they can take on the property.
Yeah. But so.
When did they get to you?
It was gifted to me back in.
Next wedding you get invited to. Quit claiming it.
Oh, I should quit. You know, I'm going to a wedding of people that live there.
There you go.
A quit claim would not.
I'm giving you an acre from.
Sure it would.
Yeah,
then I don't own it, right?
No, but technically,
if they accept
I don't know. What did you sign for the HOA?
I didn't sign anything.
Well, then you don't owe anything. It's on the property.
Not on the HOA. It's just no property taxes.
You don't own anything personally. It's only the property. They can't come after you.
Oh, yeah, because she never signed anything.
No.
No, it was just gifted to us.
Nope. Then you owe nothing. You're not obligated.
You didn't do anything to accept it.
The property Listen, the property encumbered. How much is the HOA?
Now and next, 6:30.
$300 a year.
Oh,
Not that much.
and then how much? What else?
Taxes are another $300.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, let's talk. Nathan had a water burst. He called a contractor and paid $1,000 toward his deductible. He couldn't get them to come back to finish, so he hired another contractor and paid another $1,000. Here's the deal, Nathan. Whether you agree or not, $1,000 deductibles per claim, not per contractor. That means that when you paid that $1,000 to this contractor 1, contractor 2 could have finished the job and you wouldn't have to pay him anything. Your insurance would pay it all, technically. If contractor 1, and you want this to be the case, if contractor 1 did a job and got paid for it with your $1,000, then, and you can prove that, then all the other money billed should be paid by your insurance company. So the new contractor should refund your $1,000 and bill your insurance company for it. But he's already done. When did he finish the job?
The new contractor finished early mid-March. Maybe.
Okay. And he's paid in full already?
Yeah, I paid him in full.
Well, unfortunately, unless you can talk to your... What insurance carrier do you have?
American Family.
The worst. Okay, one of the worst. You shouldn't have American Family, by the way, but American Family. Therefore, right now, here's the problem. Unless you have an agent or someone you can talk to, and probably not, because American Family is not known for customer service, if you could explain to them that you paid twice. You paid twice. You want your deductible back. You did pay toward that repair. If that first guy never showed up, you would have had more expense. I don't care what you say it is. It would have been something. So how much worth of work did he do?
I would say he did $525.
Okay. Then you paid him $1,000, and if you think he only did $500, then sue him in small claims court for the difference. Because what's that?
We're in litigation now. He got a continuance, so it's a lot.
Wait. Your phone's screwing up. You're in litigation. He's suing you?
Yeah, well, I brought him to court.
In small claims court?
Yeah, correct. Yep.
Did you have a hearing already?
We did. He got a continuation because he wanted the defendant's name changed from him to Rocky Mountain Disaster Services.
Okay, and that's fair because that's what it is. Now listen, I'm just going to warn you of something. He's going to be owed something. The fact that you did it wrong with your insurance company doesn't mean he owes you the money. Your insurance company does. Because let's say the court says you owe him $500, okay?
Okay.
Then he would refund you $500, right?
Correct.
But you're not going to get the other $500 unless you talk to your insurance company.
Okay.
Because you procedurally went about it wrong. Here's what I would do with my insurance company. I would say to my insurance company, I mistakenly paid the deductible directly to the first contractor. Okay?
Okay.
And as a result, he did the water mitigation in the beginning. That's why there wasn't a bunch of damage. Then the second contractor came in, and I mistakenly paid him again $1,000. So therefore, if you look at what I paid with these two canceled checks, you will see I paid $2,000 on the same loss. I am asking that you refund me $1,000. Ask them to do it because technically they underpaid $1,000 of that claim.
That makes sense.
Okay? But then you get the $1,000 back from your insurance company. Now, here's the deal technically. If you do that, and then you go after the first guy, there's no reason to go after him because you get your $1,000 back. But if you still want to go after him because you don't think he deserves the $1,000, technically any money you get, you need to give back to your insurance. What I would do is simply pursue it with the insurance company and get my $1,000 back. If the guy is willing to walk away, is he?
No, he's been sending me bills
Oh, so he wants the full $6,000.
Yeah, and unlike your call earlier, he sent me the invoice before I started asking him why he's charging me that. So he sends me the invoice. I have to ask for an itemized one.
But listen, Nathan, seriously, even though you may think $6,000 or $7,000 is outrageous, you have to understand something. Mitigation costs a lot of money.
It does, yes.
And your insurance should pay that. I don't know why you didn't submit it to your insurance.
I did. So they came out to review, and he stood them up. So then they started saying, well, we don't want to cover it. So that started a whole other firestorm. And if I may say, on top of that, he didn't properly dry it, which is part of mitigation. My points, it should be 11 to 14 from what he said, moisture in the wood that would cause mold. The second contractor saw that it was between 17 and 25.
Okay, that's fine. But still, your insurance company needs to pay this claim.
Okay.
Because this guy could be successful with a lien on your house. It's not like he didn't do anything. Now, you might argue over the exact amount, but you are going to owe him something. We have 303-713-TALK. We have time to talk now. Okay, using a car in business, one of the myths. If you wrap your car or if you put a sign on your car, you can write off the whole thing. Well, Kat Campbell with Tower Financial Partners, one of our partners that we'll be doing a seminar with for small to medium-sized businesses, and you can sign up at referralist.com. Look at the top-level menu on the right. She'll be with us. What are some other myths?
Anywhere I go that I talk to people about my business is a business trip.
Okay, so in other words, I have to go to so-and-so. I'm taking my family on vacation, and I'm going to go and check out a few suppliers or stuff and look at products and write off the trip.
Correct.
What's wrong with that?
Well, the primary reason of your trip was not business. It was vacation, as you stated.
That's right. But now if you go and visit a supplier and you take out some guy for lunch or
now those expenses, taking someone out for lunch, meals and entertainment, 50% deductible as you're trying to get that business. But the primary reason of your trip must be for business, and you have to spend the majority of your time on business. That doesn't negate that you can bring your wife and kids with you. It just means that it needs to be a business trip.
Okay, some stuff is industry, though. Going back to the car thing, if I sell wraps and I wrap one of my vehicles, I might be able to write off the entire vehicle then, right?
No, not
you
all.
can't.
Yeah, you can write off some of it, right. You can't write off all of the use of the car just because it was for business.
And even if your business owns your car, the LLC owns the car, if you drive that car for personal use at all, the company needs to be paid back for that use.
That's right. It's here's the way you do it.
How about if I drove cars for a living for people that want to advertise on my car? Then, of course, I could write the whole car off.
Sounds like a new business plan.
You can never write off a whole car unless the whole car is a business car.
Oh, I mean, a C Corp writes off vehicles, delivery vans all the time.
Of course, because they are delivery vans.
That's what I'm saying.
And there's no personal use.
Yeah, well, not supposed to be.
No, but they all do. But here's what you're supposed to do technically. If you have a business vehicle and you use it, you're supposed to take by the mile how much you use and 1099 yourself in your own business.
What wouldn't be, what couldn't you write off if you're an actor? So anything you do could possibly be...
Clothes you can't write off.
Why?
Clothes you can't write off.
Because you have to wear clothes anyway.
Correct.
Okay.
They would have to be costumes that would not be appropriate for any other
So when
use.
these women dress up for these magnificent nights they have at the Emmys... You can't write off that dress?
They run off the cost of the rental of the dress.
Yeah. What about like a gym membership or a personal trainer for them to look good?
Nope.
Really? So if you've got to get in shape for a movie and either beef up or beef down, you can't pay the...
Hold on.
If it was reasonable and customary within that profession. Now, you, Mark, if you need to get in shape, that's not going to be deductible.
Well, I don't know.
And it would be too expensive anyway. So
I'd have to add weight before I lost it.
No, listen. There are so many things, though, that are not deductible. People think they are. But as Mark was pointing out, there are things where you can fudge, and no one's going to ever bother. They might audit you, but you can get away with it. Now, you know that technically it's not right, but who's going to find out? I'm not saying you should do it. I'm just saying, for example, if you use your delivery van to bring your kids to school, no one's going to check. I mean, they're not going to follow you to see that. unless they really had a bone, but I don't think they will. So, but you would technically have to take that mileage as personal income, personal use, or pay the company for it. We have to take this break. We have more coming up.
Sensations, and they're 20 years old and making $300 grand a year on YouTube.
Really, where are they living? What are some of them? I know some not personally, but well, I kind of know them through this other business. They're making like $3 million.
I mean, and so we get into, all right, so if you go out for dinner and you take a picture of the food, how much are we going to deduct on that? What's reasonable and customary? And it's a new industry. It's a new area
It is
for
so
the IRS.
It's very difficult.
So we're going to walk that line up as much as we can say this is reasonable and customary. And if Catlin can make an argument, if I can sit here and
I would
logically
love to
argue it, I
interview, by the way, if you have anybody making really good money on YouTube, I would love to interview them on the show confidentially. We won't use their name. We'll just have them on the
Or
show.
username. They want more watchers. Why wouldn't they want that?
Oh, I'll talk to my guys. I mean, they're literally 22 years old, 25 years old.
What do they do? What kind of videos?
Stupid
I know, that's all
crap.
it takes.
Oh yeah, they
Like Jackass?
kind of they rented a big bouncy house and floated it out on Pueblo Reservoir. I mean, my son, who's 20, subscribes to their YouTube page. He didn't even know. I was like, have you ever heard of these guys? Which, because I can't say who they are.
Why
And
can't you
he-
say that they're on YouTube?
Yeah, but I can't tell you they're my clients. Circular 230. I'm not allowed to disclose any information of such clients, including their names.
She sounds like someone in the healthcare industry saying, HIPAA.
Oh, ours is worse than HIPAA.
Is it really?
Oh my God.
I don't think anything's
Because
worse
it's
than
not
HIPAA.
well defined. It's like a $5,000 fine for every instance that you release taxpayer confidential information, but they have it defined. Does that mean if I lose your whole tax return out on the street, is that one instance, or is it each line of the tax return? And things like that. And there are horror stories of people, obviously, that were completely negligent of releasing information, and the fines puts them out of business. But I mean, these kids are, I can talk to them. I'm sure they'd love to come on.
Do they have a partnership?
They each have their own personal. They each have separate S corps, is what we set up.
Do they do it together though? On a
Yeah, they do it together.
Or should I say the ideal way?
They wouldn't find out.
Yeah.
Which one? And the money comes through advertising.
And like one of the guys last year got some
What's his
commercial
face
in
is
New York
my main guy.
based off of that, and so
Look
he
at
had
you,
New York
pushing
sources
buttons.
come in.
What are the, are they both males?
Yeah.
What are the,
I don't know what's happening with
the amount of subscriptions, you know what they
I
have?
have no idea. I haven't gone on and looked at their
Your
YouTube
muscle.
stuff. I just
I don't know what you couldn't write off being a YouTuber. I honestly don't.
I think it's such a gray area. I have
Everything
to
you
say
do.
that
How about a reality show? If I'm
Right.
in a reality show and being filmed
You can't
24/7,
because if you.
everything I do is
No,
written off.
for example, if you have to, Mark, if you have to eat anyway, if you're in your kitchen cooking food, you can't write it off.
Yeah.
Because you have to eat anyway.
And you
If
have to
they
show
told you
profit
for this
motive.
episode you have to go to this restaurant, then you can write it off.
Yep.
But it's weird what they do. But you're right, there are so many new things that they don't have rules for.
There's no rules for it. So what we are doing is commonly accepted business practice. Can Catlin argue enough? Because Catlin argues well. Can Catlin argue, some type of a logical, well, they could, like hair, nails, things like that. I can't write that off.
Well,
even though it makes sure that I have.
If it's a movie star, you could write that.
No, Mark, you can't. Nails, you can't.
If they're prepping for a movie
No,
or a night.
if in your contract, if in your contract
If
for
you
the
have to have
movie it said
special-
you had to have nails of this length,
Or
of this
this
color,
color, or this
that you
design.
had to weigh X amount of weight, that you had to have biceps that were X inches, I could see being able to
Yeah,
say.
it's not as easy
But-
as you think.
Otherwise, they're not going to let you do it. And like with the mileage is amazingly hard. I had a PT person, and she had immaculate records. She went here, 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 who's here she visited, here's what she did, all handwritten so it was contemporaneous. Husband did the oil exchanges. So there was no third-party verification that those miles were actually on the vehicle. By the time the IRS came back and audited, they weren't married
There's
anymore.
apps
She
you
wasn't
download now
talking to her,
just-
and the car had been sold.
Anywhere you drive, you do it.
Yeah,
And
so we
they jump on
do
there. Mark's
exactly
theory
the
is
mile like
you do it,
and then you wait
and
to
then
get
you
fined.
worry about it. That's exactly right.
Which, from your point of view, is a great thing. My point of view is to run interference between you and the IRS.
She can't advise a client to do that.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Sharon, what's going on with you? Hello, Sharon.
Hi, Tom.
Hey,
Thanks
what's
for taking
happening?
My call.
What's going on?
Well, in February, first week of February, my family and I were at the Tri-State Swap Meet in Denver at the National Western Stock Show.
Yeah, a swap meet. What do you do at a swap meet?
Well, it's an auto swap meet, and there's
Okay.
lots of people there.
So
with-
you go and you either buy stuff or trade stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I love those
So
things.
we've been going for, I don't know, 20 years.
Uh-huh.
And this last February, we were there and we bought a transmission, a rebuilt transmission from Kelly Lampy, Lampy Motorsports. Paid him $750, and he was going to deliver the transmission to me because he didn't have one there that I could take.
All right, so let's get right to the problem. You didn't get it.
Nope, I didn't get it.
Okay, when did you pay? When did you pay?
February 5th,
How much?
$750.
Oh, you said that. Okay, now.
What's the name of the company?
When did he say you would have
I've
it?
heard of them before.
When did he say you would have it?
He said we'd have it in 2 to 3 weeks.
It's Lampy Motorsports, Mark. Lampy.
I mean, I don't see anything. Lampy?
PE, and they're out of Kansas, aren't they, Sharon?
They are.
I think
Okay,
we've heard
how
of
did
them.
you how did you pay?
With a check.
Okay, why did you pay up front?
Well, he had a transmission sitting there, and
Oh, yeah, but it's not
we were
yours.
we were going to take it.
Oh, but what happened?
He said, "Oh, you have a 1993 Suburban. This transmission won't work. I need to get you a different one."
Okay, so what is the
So-
latest word you get from him about not having it?
Well, around the 1st of April.
What's
he
the
finally
latest?
Agreed. The latest is he's supposed to be sending me a check.
All right, hold on. Let's just call him. Let's just call him and say, "Where's the money? Where's the money? Bitch better have my money." Remember that? You know that song?
Is that from a movie?
I have not heard that song.
Look it up. Look it up. Bitch better have my money. I know I've heard that song somewhere. What's going on, Randy?
Hey, Tom.
What's happening?
I've been listening to your thing on BioT,
Yeah.
and I was very interested. I went to the websites,
Yeah.
looked at it, and was looking for a provider. I checked out a lot of providers and Googled them, and some of the reviews I didn't like. I was just wondering who you went to, or could you
Lone
lead me in that
Tree.
direction?
Lone Tree
Lone
Family
Tree?
Practice. By the way, they have a lot of good providers. I don't know why you'd find bad reviews. The reason I go to Lone Tree is I use Dr. Chris Linares as I use her as my primary care. I was looking for primary care, and so I went there because I liked the atmosphere and stuff, and she did BioT. So I went there first because of BioT, and then made her my primary care physician.
That's what I was looking for. I was.
And it's a
somebody
really
all
it's a
around.
really cool practice, and it's down near what's that name of that hospital?
Skyview.
Skyridge.
Skyridge, yeah.
So
Okay.
what area are you in?
I'm in Thornton, but I don't care. I'll go
Yeah.
way over.
Yeah, that's a get on I-25, but anyway. But there are some ones up north. What do you mean you didn't find any you liked? I don't understand.
Well, and, a lot of them were like OBGYN clinics.
Oh,
and
you're
that's funny
right. You're
going
right, because
there.
it's big with women. You're absolutely right. I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then to find a doctor that I'm comfortable with, I don't know. I just wanted to get your opinion on.
Lone Tree Family Practice, they're really good people. I think you'll love them. They're very nice. I mean, nothing like what you expect from a medical office. It's just pretty cool. All right, we're calling on that transmission. Suzanne, if you need help, let me know. It
Man,
seems like-
you got to
What?
see where that transmission place is. It is a ghost town. It is crazy old
Lampy.
school. In Kansas. I mean, It looks like a horse and buggy might ride down the middle of this place.
Uh-oh. Have you been able to find that song?
Oh, is that the Rihanna song? I thought you were talking about I'm Gonna Get You Sucker movie, but there is a Rihanna song with that title. Your kids listen to that?
No. No.
I just don't see you listening to it, Tom.
I just heard it on TV. It was on the Tonight Show.
You haven't seen him bebopping down the road?
They were doing, on the Tonight Show, they were doing a sing-along, lip sync. And they did it with, and Ellen sang that song. It was really funny. Lawrence?
Yes, sir.
I'll take your call about this personal injury, and we'll listen and figure out what's up, okay? You just hold on? All right, man. We got a lot to talk about. Stick around, and we're going to talk more about business coming up with Kat Campbell, Tower Financial Partners. Stick around. Attention, parents. Why subject your kids to extractions and surgery spacers?
Here's downtown.
Looks like the last picture show.
Look at this.
Oh my God.
Here's the place right here.
Oh my goodness. Crazy.
Remember that movie, Last Picture Show?
Look at this place. This is the place right here. Look at this town, though. I mean, this town is like, there's one vehicle.
It was a Sunday. They're all closed on Sunday.
Look at this place. I mean, it's incredible. Look, this looks like the front of a movie set.
Yeah.
Everything's boarded up.
Everything's boarded up. It looks like a little apocalyptic movie set.
Yeah, you're right, like from the 50s.
Oh, the Last Picture Show. Remember that black and white? It was called the Last Picture Show.
Oh my God!
I'm horrible. I don't know.
Look at this house.
Hey, it's Robert. Do you know what's inside?
It's next to the
Swimming
church.
pool.
Yeah, there you go.
Dead people. That's what's inside of there.
Marijuana grow.
Oh my God!
You're not Kansas.
On 630 cable.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
Kansas is
There's
a little conservative.
all the alleyways are just grass.
This actually has a sign. What does it say?
Radio. I'm Lisa Gordon.
I'm dying to know what business.
What's the name of the
I
town?
can't see it.
Oh, stupid Google.
St. Francis?
I'm surprised Google even has this place on the map.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy?
See how it used to be, though? The houses would be outside, and then the neighborhood built around, and then sure enough, there's downtown. And downtown, you know, it's gone.
Probably farming community.
This is literally how a town dies.
Oh, exactly.
Well, I say farming community is what they really did.
God, look at this house. It's got,
Moss or
someone
ivy
put
all
a
over
chia
it.
pet on it.
It's probably
So
the
irreverent.
not nicest house in the town, though.
Jesus, I know, there's the rich guy in town.
Rich guy in town.
That's all vehicles.
He's got a 98 Ford Tempo.
It looks like a Woody.
Lots of churches, though. It's like the fourth church I've seen in the block.
National Hurricane Center in Miami today. Kelly said one
Oh my God, look, it almost goes to a dirt road.
hundreds of thousands of people.
Oh, now we're in the trailer park.
Trailer park section.
Holy shit.
Today's Mets game reacting to the Mr. Met controversy.
Here's probably the school. I'll take anything. That's the school.
Social media.
Well,
The
looks-
Met has only
Yep.
That's probably every grade.
character headed off the field.
Hey, I went to one of those schools.
Did you really?
Yeah. 17 graduating class.
Where?
Minnesota.
My husband's graduating class was 26.
That would have been the county seat.
Oh, it was, yeah.
In my area.
It was nice
Was that like a
because
crick, Bev Crick?
the parents actually moved so that he could go to a school that actually had 10th grade and 9th grade
Oh, really?
and up, yeah, because he did all of 9th grade via correspondence course.
You know what's weird about this town is I'm literally going through it. I haven't seen one fucking human in the entire town. Nothing. Not one vehicle. Oh wait, here's a vehicle moving.
That's funny.
Yeah, there was one at an intersection.
That is funny.
God, it's so bizarre. Not one person.
You can't get a trainee to listen to his daughter over a car accident
Another
because
church.
you don't have
experience so you can protect what's important to you. Learn more.
I love this town. I bet you could buy this whole town for 1/4.
Or what would you do with it?
Incorporate. I'd become a municipality, and I would have governmental immunity, and I would open up a fracking site like no other.
Help me get
Martino, your troubleshooter. That means I'm a consumer advocate. I made that up years ago. Troubleshooter. Well, there were troubleshooters of industry and troubleshooters of things, and I thought, wouldn't that be cool? So, what do you say we troubleshoot for you? You got trouble? Let's shoot it. You need help? You can always find us at 303 Martino or go to referralist.com.
Is that the only moniker you ever thought of? Did you instantly go to Troubleshooter? Did you think about Problem Solver and all these other ones?
There was also something called, years ago I had at a station, I was called the Inflation Fighter. The Inflation Fighter, honest to God, that was like...
There's no ring to that at all.
That was during the days of inflation. It was Raleigh, North Carolina. Let's see what comes up if you... Inflation Fighter, WRAL. See if it comes up. Anyway, 303-713-8255. Suzanne, what?
So line 1 has had dealings with that Lampy Motorsports that Sharon was talking about before the break.
Dale, what did you have?
Tom, I was going to buy a tow truck from him. He bring it down on a trailer. I looked it all over. I gave him a $1,000 check. He cashed it, and it took me forever to get my money back.
Well, wait. Why did you need your money back? You didn't tell me that part.
He didn't deliver the tow truck.
Oh.
He said he sold it to somebody else.
Oh my goodness! But you did get your money back.
It took me about eight or 9 months finally to drive down.
How much did you pay?
He wanted $6,000. I gave him a $1,000 check.
And then it took you that long.
Threatening with the sheriff.
This is bad news. Bad news.
Yeah, he is a.
Isn't that weird that we would have 2 listeners that had encounters with this guy in the middle of nowhere in Kansas?
Man, what a shop.
Thank you, Dale. What do you mean, what a shop, Mark?
I mean, it looks like someone took boards and put it over. I mean, I don't even think that's a real shop.
Could you find the Inflation Fighter?
I am looking everywhere. I see no Inflation Fighter.
WRAL, Channel 5?
Yes.
Raleigh, North Carolina?
That I see, but no Inflation Fighter.
Wayne? Wayne?
Yes.
What's going on, man?
Hello?
What's happening, Wayne?
I got a call from my credit union yesterday saying my account was getting garnished.
What for?
Ironically, it's for my mom.
What do you mean for your mom?
I opened this account back in 1994. And I had just a savings account on this. Back in 2004, I blocked the account from my mom because she was taking money out of that account illegally, essentially.
What, your mother was taking money from you?
Yeah, this was back in 2004.
How old were you?
At that point, I was in my 20s.
Okay, so you changed it because your mom was taking money out. How was she getting the money out?
The bank won't let me take her off that account because she has to take it off, and she would not do it.
That's not true at all. Who established the account?
I established it with her back in the day.
Okay, I get it. If you both established the account, then both of you have to agree to get each other off, or you just close the account. You can just here. What happened? You should have closed the account. They can't force you to keep the account, but you didn't. You kept the account with her name on it. She got in trouble, and now they're collecting, and because this is in her name, they're going after it, and you're screwed. You're screwed.
So the account is blocked from her.
Now listen.
The bank has it blocked from her.
It might be blocked from her, but it's not blocked from a garnishment with that account number on it. What I'm saying is you got screwed. You left her on the account, and you're getting garnished by something your mother did, right?
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, somebody has a judgment against your mother.
Right.
How much have they
Touch
taken?
her account.
What's that?
They didn't touch her account at all.
They did touch her account. They touched the one that you have with her. What you have to do is find who the creditor is and let them know that this was a joint account. Your mother has not had access to it for years, and then tell them what her account is. Give them the account number for her.
They have her account number. I tried to talk to them, but they won't talk to me because they're playing.
She probably doesn't have any money in her account. How much did they take from you?
They took $960 from me.
Now, how much is still in there?
And then they took, I only have $25 left.
You should close the account. I truly hope you're going to close the account. Now, was that account for where your payroll was deposited?
Yeah, I have a checking. I have a credit card there. They didn't touch checking. They only touch the savings account.
Is the check? It's because it's in your mom's name with you. Wayne, is the checking account in both of your names?
They say no, and that's what they say. Only the savings account is in her.
Okay, that's why they took it. Okay, that's why they took it. Now, you don't owe the money, and you can probably fight it if you can prove what you're saying. But it's going to, the onus is going to be on you. They don't have to. You do.
But what do I do when the lawyer won't even talk to me because of HIPAA law?
There's no HIPAA law with a bank account.
That's what they're saying. We can't talk to you. They took the money out of my account, and they say we can't talk to you.
Okay, it's not HIPAA. What they're talking about is the Fair Debt Collection Act. They can't talk to you because of that. Okay? So, now what you want to do is they don't have to talk to you. You have to file a lawsuit against them for the money. You have saying that it was your money. And by the way, if it's payroll deposited in there and you can prove it, is it payroll money?
Some of it is.
Okay, well, if you could prove it was payroll, they can only take 25% of it. So you got a lot of problems here, Lawrence, and it's because of your mother.
That's going to be tough, though, because it's
gonna
a
be
savings
tough.
account.
I'm sorry, Lawrence. It's your mom's problem. Do you ever talk to your mother?
Not really.
Well, she owes you money right now. She owes you that because they took it out of your account.
What'd you get her for Mother's Day?
So here's the deal.
Nothing.
Where does she live?
She actually lives in the same town I do.
What town is that?
It's in Pueblo, Colorado.
Okay.
You want us to call her? Seriously?
She won't pay anything.
Who's the creditor? Who's the creditor?
It's Malcolm Jones.
Who's that? Is that the attorney?
That's the attorney. I only have the number for the attorney. It's some type of corporate collection company.
Oh, no, corporate. I mean, that's a big collector.
Yeah, they're a big corporate collector, I think.
Yeah.
They're based in Denver there.
Yep. You're going to have to... I don't think you can do anything. You want to be honest? I don't think you can do anything. They rightfully took the money.
You got to get a new account, though, man. Just pull out of that thing altogether. Grab the $25.
And you better close that account. What you should do, what you really should do, is try to sue them. I, honest to God, would sue that law firm in small claims court. I would. And I would claim that it was your money and prove it. You get a letter from the bank saying that she was blocked from it and has not had activity on there in so long, and I would go and do it. I think...
Well, they also took another $95 for an old account of hers from 2004. They said she owed money on the old account.
Okay.
At the same bank.
Okay. Is it the same collector, Malcolm?
No. The credit union took $95 to an old account of hers. They said was an account that was.
And guess
negative.
why they're doing it? Do I have to say it again? Why are they doing it?
Because of the judgment.
No, and because the account's in both of your names.
And both names, yes.
You need some... Now, Wayne, I'm not going to forget about you. You can call us back. But you need to start today. I know this may sound crazy, but I would file a small claims court action against that law firm. And they can't even if they kick it up to a higher court, you can have relaxed rules of evidence. You go into small claims court with a letter from your bank, and you just appeal to that judge, and I'll bet you they'll make them reverse it. Really, but you got to do it. Okay, Deputy Greg called for Sharon. Sharon paid $700. What was it? Was it $750? Yeah, $750 at a swap meet to Lampe Motorsports out in Kansas, and she got nothing in return. So Sharon, we had Deputy Greg call. Did you get a hold of anybody there?
Yeah, I spoke to Kelly there, and he...
Oh, you spoke to Kelly himself. Kelly, now, we've had two experiences with Kelly. One, some other guy called in, said it took him almost a year to get $900 or $1,000 back.
Yeah, he said that originally he didn't know that it was a timely issue. And
a time? How long has it been so far? Yeah. How long has it been, Sharon?
Well, he said that he was going to give me the money back the 1st of April.
Okay.
So
okay,
April,
well,
May,
all right. So anyway, well, okay, it's not as terrible as...
when was the original transaction?
The original transaction...
Beginning of February.
February was the swap meet. Anyway, so what did he say, Greg?
I do have a question.
What did he say?
He said that he did refund $650, and that wasn't enough for Sharon. So she...
Wait. Did you get money back?
No, well, he sent me a check, and when I went to try and cash it, I had the bank check on availability of funds, and there's always been non-sufficient funds to cash the check.
So what did he mean by that, Greg? What did he say?
He just said he did send that check a month ago. She didn't check.
But it sounds like she never deposited it, though.
Yeah, it's because he didn't have money.
Yeah, but if he's got overdraft or something, that wouldn't appear when you check it.
And then he essentially said that wasn't enough for Sharon, so he sent her $800, which I believe is $50 more than she paid. And that check was sent about a week ago.
That sent...
Yeah,
that's what
he says.
Last week he sent you a check for $800.
Sounds like he's trying to make it a civil matter.
He says Wednesday, last Wednesday, a week ago, he sent me a check for $800. It's not here.
Well, let's see. I mean, we gave him a call. He knows what we're doing. Listen, I think... He got really angry when I told him I was going to call you and told me not to threaten him with that. Well, we can turn up the heat, but I want to give him a few days and see if that money comes. Really, then we'll turn up the heat, and when he starts hearing from tons of people, it might change things. So call us back. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so Kat Campbell, Tower Financial Partners, we talked about a couple myths. One is that you put a wrap on your car or sign, you can write off the whole car. Not necessarily. And then also, we talked about something else, and that is if you give a business purpose to a vacation or if you talk to someone when you're on a trip, you can write off the whole trip. You know, another myth, those kinds of things on write-offs. What else?
Another one that we hear a lot, especially from guys in the trades, is all their clothing they can write off because that's...
What about uniforms, though? I think
uniforms,
you can.
Yes. Uniforms, you can. Haircuts, if it's part of your uniform, for instance, like the military. Safety equipment, say you need steel-toed boots to go on the work site.
Not military, but if you're in a hospital setting, scrubs, those kinds of things.
Absolutely.
Also, if you're an actor or an actress and you perform like these performance clothes, they're ones that can't be normal streetwear.
Correct.
If you have to wear just regular pants, you don't get to write them off.
Right, but you always have to remember on these deductions, if you're an employee of somebody else, you can only write these off if you're in a Schedule A, itemized deductions, and it's limited. If you're a small business, however, then you've got a lot more leeway.
All right, and some of the problems we talked about with businesses, too, that was very interesting. For example, people don't know what kind of an entity to do. We're going to go over that. And then cost and time. People don't calculate cost and time of businesses. That's cost of items, cost of anything, plus their time. Mark, well, how does that play into it? You're going to be talking about that.
Well, a lot of people decide, hey, I had a mechanic one time.
Yeah.
Okay, he decided he was going to open up his own business. I was paying him about, on a good year, he'd make about $80,000 a year. Okay? He would simply take it home. I'd take taxes out. I'd do everything. All said and done, he ended up failing in his own business, but even at the best point, he was making a little less than that after expenses.
But working even harder.
Oh, my God, he was working probably 70 hours compared to 45 hours. So that's a lot of people buy a business, and all they're doing is buying a job, and if you start calculating how much you made before, hourly, you'll find out, oh, man, I screwed myself.
Yeah, a lot of people end up making so little money for all the time. And let's say husband and wife are both working. They don't calculate their time. So they're saying, well, the business is making this much. But if they had to hire people to do what they do, then they wouldn't be making any money. So you got to calculate that all in. Your time, you have to calculate.
We do find that when we do business valuations, that people who are small businesses, sole props and stuff, do not take that into account, and then they want to sell their business, and when we sit there and take that back out, they find that
exactly no money's being made. 303-713-TALK. Lawrence wants to talk about he can't get an attorney to listen to this car accident. I promise I will take him. We will listen, and we want to figure out why. Why can't he get an attorney to listen? Usually that's an indication that they don't think it's a case or something. But we'll figure it out, okay? 303-713-TALK. Ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan. I always say that. Why do I say for your next ideal home loan? You may think a loan is a loan is a loan. Not really. Here's why. There's back-end costs. There's front-end costs. And Ideal is a direct lender, so they can keep those costs down. But they do something else that could mean something when it comes to origination and other fees. They do credit tweaking legally and ethically. They do credit optimization. You may have to pay down a balance by $20 or move a balance from one card to another. Really, some things like that. And when you do it, it could turn out to give you a few more points on your score and thereby lowering some costs, because costs are associated with your credit rating. It's called credit optimization. Being approved is one thing. They go one step further, and it doesn't take any more time. In fact, they close in 3 weeks or less, guaranteed. Give them a call, 303-867-7000, 867-7000, idealhomeloans.com. Now, when you go out to use that money, maybe you get purchase money, you got pre-approved from Ideal. That's like a cash offer, isn't it? Let Frank Duran do his magic when it goes to buying a home. Frank is a master negotiator. Seriously, he's actually certified as a negotiation expert. It's special training very few real estate people have. So when it comes to buying or selling, Frank Duran is in your corner. You're going to win. 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, the real estate man.
This report is brought to you by Farmers Insurance.
We are farmers. Things that Hillary has blamed so far on her losing the election. Every one of them has nothing to do with her and the server. Well, you name it. Today she came out and blamed the Democratic Party.
A couple of crashes on I-25. One northbound after 6th Avenue, back on the Broadway, one southbound on the north.
24 things. It's incredible.
One of the really, she should, her campaign advisor, he should really be the big blame. Did he blame him? The guy.
Storms early and a low about. You got Denver's 5 here about 20.
Because it was his email.
There 80 right now. Mix of clouds and sun, and 74 in Denver.
Low information, bro.
That's why she got in there.
I don't really know. Plane's in Mexico right now.
Farmers Insurance has over 89 years of knowledge and experience, so you can protect what's important.
But when you're on trips, you have fun. Well, there is no doubt that stem cell therapy is having its benefits with me. I urge you to find out about it. What I love about Stem Cell Institute of America, where I went for my treatment, my lower back, I'm telling you, it's nothing short than marvelous, I call it. Miraculous, you know. Seriously, I've always had a little discomfort and pain. I even had surgery years ago, and I could never get over that hump until that stem cell injection. That's it. Boom! A few days later, I didn't realize, it didn't like hit me, and I said, wait a minute, I'm not feeling this achiness, I'm not feeling this pain. Somebody said the other day, honest to goodness, your entire mood has changed. Stem Cell Institute of America, listen up, you have to attend one of the seminars. Don't make an appointment, just attend a seminar first. Then you decide after you find out all this useful information. They have them in Denver, the Tech Center, Littleton, Boulder, Fort Collins, and other areas. Here's the number, 855-262-4040. Listen, it's just a wonderful treatment. 855-262-4040. It's been used all over the place. You need to find out how it works. 855-262-4040. In fact, you may want to watch this on the internet. StemCellTherapyForPain.com.
Don't miss the Trading Group Show, Sundays at 3 p.m. on 630 KHOW.
Like that. Like we were up in Minocqua, Wisconsin, like just nowhere, Wisconsin. Little towns like that are really cool, especially if you get like the right weather or something.
But there's not much to do, right?
I mean, no, but
the little restaurants all look the same.
Off season, like it's a very seasonal place.
I've been in so many little restaurants.
Would they let you borrow the plane to fly us somewhere?
Yeah.
Come on, Greg.
At a cost.
Come on.
They will at a cost.
Well, I'll put a banner up for them.
Sarah, right?
I just posted my website on Facebook, the URL, and it comes up with the Troubleshooter or referral list logo instead of my logo. Yeah. It's one of the logos on my page.
Who are you going to call when you get in trouble? Joseph A. Lazara. Now, I don't want to make light of that, but if you're accused of a crime, sometimes, of course, it happens. You know, we've had people call here accused of shoplifting for inadvertently putting something near their purse or on their in the wagon wheeling out. There are so many different circumstances that can happen to you. And then DUIs or smoking pot, you get in trouble. Here's the deal. Use designated drivers when it comes to that kind of thing. You'll never get popped if you do that. Never, ever, ever, ever. Now, if you try to estimate what you're drinking and all of that, and you get stopped, or if you're just an idiot and you drank and you drove, what you need to do is get someone to help you through this system. It's complicated, and it'll turn your life upside down. Joseph A. Lazara, 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. LazaraLegal.com.
Fake poll. Bringing you real reaction and real opinion about real and fake news. Today.
Real and fake news. Really fake news. I told Tom to send the Superman thing in the 30s. Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome, 303-713-TALK.
Let's go to the phones. Alan, welcome. What's going on? Oh, hold on, Alan. Hold on 1 sec. I just forgot. This is my fault. Lawrence, let me take you. Alan, I promise I'll get right to you. I went to you first because it said you had held earlier, but I'm calculating here. Lawrence was on longer. Lawrence, what's happening, bro, with your daughter? She was in a car accident, right?
Tom Martino, I'm a long-time listener.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Signed up for the Small Business Seminar.
Good.
And you should be known as the equalizer for standing up to those who think they're untouchable.
Hey, do you remember that show, The Equalizer?
Yeah, I sure do.
There used to be a TV show. I liked it. Anyway, that is a name I considered back then, back when I did Troubleshooter. So your daughter got into a car accident. Now, I hope she's not really injured. Is she badly injured?
Well, this is what happened, Tom.
Yeah.
About 3 years ago when she was 17, she was with her boyfriend. Foolish kid decided to drive fast. They got in an accident, totaled the car. She went to the hospital. There was nothing really showing after that, and my daughter's the type of person that felt, hey, I'm not trying to get money from anybody.
Well, wait. Whose fault was the accident?
It was the boyfriend's fault.
Oh, he was driving.
He was driving.
And it was 3 years. It was 3 years ago?
No, 3 years has not come up yet. So what ended up happening...
How long has it been? I need to know that.
Okay, 2 years and probably 9 months.
You're on it, man. You're on it. So what happened then?
So what happened as she began to grow, she was still growing, she started to develop problems along her spine. They told her she had a curvature, and now we just recently found out she has a bulge on her spine.
And I know why you can't get an attorney. I know why you can't get an attorney, because they don't want to take a case. In fact, I think you're at the statute of limitations, aren't you, or not?
3 years. 3 years, the statute in Colorado.
3 years.
So, yeah,
I think.
So she files before.
But here's one of the problems. Okay, going back that far is going to be horrendous. I mean, that's why they're not listening to you. And in fact, here's the other problem. I'm going to be graphic about it because you have to be when you talk like this. She has to have some major damages and losses for them to do this. So unless this is truly going to change her life, they're not going to touch it because they're looking for something 2.5 years old or older, and they're coming up on the wire. They want to know there's a pot of gold there, and it's going to be easy to prove. So what are we talking about?
Yeah. Here's the situation. She's going to have to quit the job that she's been working at the last couple of years because of this.
What's her income?
No longer. Her income is probably about $1,800 a month.
Okay, so I need to ask, what kind of work will she get? What does she do right now?
She is a manager in a store.
She's making about 21 grand. She's a manager in a store, and what is she going to have to do? I mean, it's not like a great loss of a specific job. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, they're telling
I need to know about the injuries.
Standing on her feet.
Okay.
So the bulge on the neck is where the problem is now. That's because when she was growing after the accident, the spine has developed problems.
Has a doctor told you, did a doctor tell you that this happened as a result of an accident?
Yes, they've informed her that this seems to be part...
I'm not talking about a chiropractor.
not a chiropractor. She's been going to a doctor and been seeing a doctor for the problem.
No, and I like chiropractors. I'm just saying, as far as a diagnosis like this, saying that the accident caused this condition, which caused this, I don't think you have it, Lawrence, because it's not probably. You don't understand. It's got to be definitely. You can see where the impact caused this, and her neck will never be the same. She risked being paralyzed. I mean, how serious are we talking? Are we talking about soreness, pain? What are we talking about?
We're talking about where they're telling her there's certain activities she can no longer do.
Okay. That's probably not going to cut it for personal injury. Tell me what she can't do.
She cannot go running, jogging. She can't do any sports in which there'll be impact.
Well, that's something. That's something. But I'm a little concerned with the connection too. Okay, so running, jogging, I understand if she can't do any sports. First of all, I'm not sure I believe that. I'm not sure she's been to the right docs, because unless that was a major collision, I'm not sure exactly what happened. So I need to know.
Major collision, yes.
It was a major.
The car was totaled.
Was she?
What kind of car did they have?
I don't know.
Older, newer?
Older.
Why do you care?
Well, because I'm guessing it's state minimal at $25,000 anyhow.
You mean the insurance?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you. How much insurance did he have?
He had full coverage, enough to cover the car, because...
Well, no, I'm asking how much liability coverage did he have, period? Do you know?
No, I do not know.
Okay.
I won't lie to you.
What do you... Okay, how old was he?
He was 19.
Let's say he had state minimums. Do you know what that was?
Yeah, state minimums are the $25,000.
Okay, so that's the most that she would get.
That would help.
And the attorney basically on his split, he's going to look at it like all this work for $12,000.
You don't understand. 25. No, he wouldn't get half. 25. 25,000 times 33% is what he would get. 82. Okay, so what you're looking at, she would net 16,700, but that doesn't include expenses. She'd have to bring in experts, which would cost 5,000. So now she's down to 11,000. Do you understand, Lawrence? That's why
that I do, Tom.
You're not looking at
That's why attorneys aren't talking to you.
Lawrence, you're not going to get an attorney to take it. You will never get an attorney to take it
unless he pays hourly.
Now listen, if these people were rich, his parents or this guy, well, he was not a minor. If he's rich. You know,
and it was a crappy old car, they said.
Here's the problem, Lawrence. There's no money to go after. Do you understand? Even if your daughter literally was told right now. So we got three problems. One is causation. The other one is damages. And the other one is collection. Okay? There's your three biggies. Okay? You have to have all three of them. Okay, so even, let's say she had extraordinary damages, but no one to collect from, or no causation. Let's say you did have causation. Let's say you did have damages. Let's say, for the sake of it, there's a doctor that says, this poor young woman will never be the same. In fact, she may end up in a wheelchair, and it's directly caused by the impact to her spine, and I can see it on the MRI. Okay, let's say that. Okay, now what? Let's say that she has hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in damages and a direct causation. I'm asking you, Lawrence, as a logical person, what do you do then? You collect $25,000 and then pay out $5,000 to experts and a third of it to the attorney and end up with $11,000. First of all, an attorney's not going to do it for that money.
And you're way under on the experts. My God, a medical expert?
There's no one else to go after, is what I'm saying. That's why you can't get someone to listen to you. It's not because they don't want to help. They can't afford to.
Which is the thing. So, just to jump in here, Tom.
Yeah, go ahead.
She's not looking for money to put in her pocket. We're looking at the ability for her to be able to maintain care.
Okay, hold on. It depends on what the coverage was. Before you do anything, you have to find out exactly what the coverage was and who the company is.
And generally, you have to bring the lawsuit in order to force that information.
Right. And so you may have to file a lawsuit, have her file a lawsuit, and who are you suing? You got to sue the kid.
Yep.
Do you know where the kid is?
Sure, he's easily defined.
And then Discovery to find out what the policy limits are.
Just to do that on your own, you'll spend maybe a couple $100. Get it in court and say that as a result there are damages. You don't have to prove anything right now. Just get the case. Then through Discovery, find out what the coverage is. He may have some medical coverages, but I'm going to tell you, it's probably going to be very little. But at least you bring up a point, and here's the point. Even if there's only 11 grand to go after, there may be something in there for medical care. But here's the problem, Lawrence. You won't get an attorney to take it because they don't get a third of that. They only get a third of personal injury. So you're not going to get someone to do it for $8,000. It's not going to happen.
And if they did have med pay, it might only be $5 grand.
You may, that's true. And if they only have $5,000 in medical pay, before you do anything, here's what you do, and call me back, okay, Lawrence? Get the coverage. That's what I need to see. Before you do anything, get the coverage and call me back. Or when you see me at the seminar, bring it with you, okay? Bring it with you next Tuesday night. I'm Tom Martino. Guess where my car is right now? You know where it is?
Pro Auto.
Yeah. Anyway, I'd take it there for service, but just the other day the air conditioning wasn't working, and they have free roadside assistance. So I called and said, listen, I'm not driving around in this hot car. Come and get me. No, I'm just kidding. No. Roadside assistance they do have free to every customer in between all repairs. Really. In fact, they have it for 36,000 miles, so most likely you're never going to go that long between services anyway. Now, no, I didn't call for roadside because of my air conditioning, but I did call for service, and they service me like they should service you and like they should service all my friends and neighbors. They're great people, and I would use them all the time. You can count on them to be not only accurate but highly skilled, and honesty is definitely one of my major factors, and they have it all. So why don't you give him a call? In fact, his son is at the location now, one location. He came and met me this morning. What a great kid. And you have everyone working together like a family at Pro Auto Care. 303 Pro Auto, 2 locations, 303 Pro Auto, one near Denver, Evans and I-25, one near Bowles and Santa Fe. That's 303 Pro Auto, and the website 303proauto.com.
This report is brought to you by Farmers Insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
There's a couple of delays on I-25 due to accidents. Southbound I-25 on the north end approaching 84th. Crash there as traffic solidly backed up all the way to about 104th. Also look out for wreck on northbound I-25 just after 6th. It's got traffic backed up in that already slow spot anyway. The rest of the drive across town in fairly decent shape. One wreck off highway on the southbound side of Broadway approaching Colfax. The weather forecast. Afternoon thunderstorm.
That's funny.
What's facial recognition?
Oh,
that's nice. I've got it on my computer.
I know some.
Hey, we're going to take glasses.
It still works.
Yeah.
I read about it. What it does is it literally measures about 18 points on your face. Like exactly here to here, and here to here, and here to here. More points than no human's identical. Well, that's not true. Identical.
I have to do mine with my glasses on and if my glasses off. And
if the FAA
then it learns.
Right. Mine will do it. That's funny she said that. I don't think I've ever tried it with my glasses off.
So why don't they start doing this at airports?
Oh, yeah, we've had this.
Nope, mine doesn't. Glasses on.
Oh, that's cool.
It told me what it meant.
The 10.
Galaxy?
Yeah, S8 Plus. Where did you start? Love it.
How much was it?
I bought the totally unlocked version, international. It works with any carrier, period. CDMA or anything. It was $850 direct from Samsung. I literally bought it from Samsung.
Up in the LA basin for a while.
That's way smart.
About 1,000.
Yeah, so I can go to Sprint. A lot of them you can use just if you have a card, but like Sprint and T-Mobile, or no, Sprint and Verizon, they don't have cards. They're CDMA. This doesn't.
United Connection, Delta Connection.
Technology's going
TRJs, regional jets.
Isn't it?
I told you, self-driving cars. 2020, you'll be able to literally buy one.
I believe that.
It's the regional carrier. It's the
trucks are going to be a big difference.
Oh, the trucking industry.
Oh my God, you get rid of not only no drivers, think of the insurance, how cheap it's going to be. Think of Walmart. They lost $100 million when they crashed into Tracy Morgan.
You should see the stuff that Walmart just filed on patents
I just
for
researched
virtual reality,
yesterday
augmented
in my
reality.
flight instructor
Google
refresher course.
How they pick up stuff in the stores.
No. It's
Why'd you do
virtual
it?
augmented reality. It's in your body. You walk to the store and it tells you the product
extremely
as you walk
If
through.
you lose
I
it,
just got back to
extremely
this
you have to start
You
process
know,
over.
well, I got a plan, and I got a on CNBC. They released today. Walmart in New Jersey. They just rolled out what they call.
I thought you put that in.
No, you order
I
stuff
love
online.
Yeah.
Okay. And then their employees, when they go home, they took every route that every employee had in New Jersey, and if the employees wanted to benefit from this, on their way home, if that customer's near, they can deliver it on their way home. I mean, listen, if anything happened, you two are
Trying to get
out there.
somebody
Who's gonna
Check this spatial stuff out. So just look at it, it won't open for you.
Let's talk about Flexident.
The preferred way of getting your car fixed. By who? By anyone with a brain. Why would you ever want to drill and fill or ruin a car's paint job? If your car is not damaged in the paint area, like it's not cracked or chipped or peeling, if in fact it's just a dent or it's a light hail mark or even a bigger hail mark, they can fix those. And it'll be downtime minimized, it'll be quick, and it'll be less expensive than all of that other crazy body work. Nick is the founder and master certified at Dentless Paint Repair. All of his techs are certified, by the way, and they have multiple locations. This is something that is just what they call a no-brainer. Why would you ever consider anything else? Flexident. Now, if Nick and his guys can't do it because you have too severe damage, they'll let you know. But at least check them out first before you go to a body shop. And by the way, as a consumer tip, if you do go to a body shop, do not let them drill and fill. You insist on OEM parts, replacement parts. Okay, FlexidentColorado.com. 303-619-6273. 619-6273.
Talking about the news that's happening as it's happening. Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
All right, I am Tom Martino on the radio, and I thank you so much for being here each and every day. Tell friends about it. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on referralist.com. Oh, we talked about picking an entity, then we talked about cost versus time and energy and what that means in a business. Another thing we're going to talk about at the seminar, collections and insurance. Very major areas. Kat, you know businesses that were doing great, but if you can't collect the money, you're out of business.
We coach people to make sure their business rules take care of those types of things.
What do you mean by that?
So, well, your advice to a consumer when they're looking for services is to make sure you don't pay any money up front.
Right.
Get a quote, da-da-da-da-da.
And again, there are exceptions to everything. If you have to pay in certain ways to do it, but go ahead. Yeah.
Certainly. So some of the business rules that we talk to our clients with is, do you want to be your client's banker? Do you want to carry something on your books instead of, say, for someone who's in the remodeling business? Why don't you make your business rule that your clients will pay for the product and have it delivered directly to their home, and that's better for the client
and stick to the rules.
And then pay in phases.
Correct. And then have them pay in phases and things like that instead of saying, oh, well, everybody before me always has it carried.
And as another thing, Kat, people are sometimes too lenient when it comes to money due.
Absolutely. It's very hard to tell a client, you know, I'm not going to work for you anymore, even though I like you a lot as a person, because you haven't paid our bill.
You're right. They get too far behind because they're afraid of losing business.
Absolutely.
And the other thing people will learn, certain industries like contractors, they can always lien the house they worked on if they don't get paid where other people can't.
Another big one, Kat.
And most people go into small business because they want to help somebody. They see a need that's not met, and they want to be the person that connects that. But you have to remember, you are not a nonprofit.
And Kat's going to talk about something else, which is really big.
And know your competition.
HR. There's another one. Human what employees, employers, HR basically, right? It's in payroll and all of that. Seth has a quick comment on Kelly Lampe Motorsports out in Kansas. What's going on?
Yeah, hey, Tom. I'm glad that name come up. Anybody that hears that name better go the other way. Don't take a check from them either, because them things are made of rubber, man. They're going to bounce all day
My
long.
God, for a guy in the middle of nowhere, he's got quite the rep.
Goodness.
Oh, yeah.
What does he just float around to flea markets and sell this crap?
He does. He probably sold that same transmission 15 times that weekend. I mean...
Are you from Minnesota?
Huh?
Where's that accent?
Yeah, where is it from? Hold on a second here. Where are you from, Seth?
Southeast Colorado.
My God. You thought he had a big accent? I didn't detect that. All right, Kimberly. Well, you want me to take Alan? Okay, Alan, quickly. What's happening, Alan? Oh, you held before. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. I was rear-ended a week ago Tuesday, so 9 days ago, and the driver that hit me was ticketed.
Yes.
So I went and got an estimate that day and started...
Was that other driver ticketed?
Yes, they were ticketed.
What was the offense?
Well, they rear-ended me, so I guess failing to brake to avoid an accident.
Yeah, following too close, something like that. Okay.
Yeah, and
all right.
so my truck's six weeks old, brand new truck.
Oh, man.
Diminished value.
Now, you could have a diminished value claim.
And they brought that up. So first I talked to...
Who's they? Who's they?
The insurance company is Liberty.
They actually brought that up.
I asked them, I said, hey, now when my truck gets Carfax, because I have my new business model is rolling my cars over annually and getting into a new vehicle, selling it while it's still
Well, I'd go to a driving school if that's happening a lot.
What? What's that?
No, he's just kidding. He's talking about driving school. But here's the thing, Alan. How much is how much damage did you have? Is it minor?
It's $3,200. The place that the dealership uses. So I went to a place recommended by the dealership where I...
Yeah, okay.
And so I went right at their insurance company. I said, hey, your guy's been ticketed. And I told him, I basically got my bell rung.
Just first of all, are they going to pay for the damage? Not for the diminished value, but for the damage.
Well, they accepted liability, but they want me to go to one of their auto body shops in network.
To do what?
For the estimate, not necessarily for the work.
Well, hold on. So, you can give them an estimate, and you can also, you don't have to go with the estimate, but there's nothing wrong with getting multiple estimates.
No, but I already got an estimate.
I know, but there's nothing wrong with them wanting you to get another one.
Okay, and even if it's in their network,
right?
Say once they get it and they send it through, they'll issue a check and send it to
me. That's not necessarily so.
You still have to accept the offer.
Yeah, you don't have to accept it. I mean, just go and see what they say.
And I'd argue at least $1,000 for the diminished value, because I kind of know where Tom stands on this, but the reality is if I'm looking at two exact trucks and one has a Carfax, even if it was repaired, OEM parts, perfect.
Mark, what do you mean you know where I stand? I agree with you.
Oh, okay. We've had this conversation before where...
I had it when it said there was something, I forget.
It was an engine.
That's right. And it was not a body. No, a body thing can give you cooties.
Yep. Okay. But I know what you're talking about. It was an engine.
Okay, so go ahead.
The shop I took it to, because the bed's off, the tailgate's off, and the bed and the cab, like the bed got shifted around, so there could be some...
So are you saying you can't take it somewhere else?
No, I can, and I got an appointment to do that. But when I went there yesterday and made my appointment, it was like they already knew who I was, and the guy, the customer service rep there was saying, well, we can't give you estimates on stuff until we start doing work on it and get it up on the thing.
What he means is they can't be totally sure because there could be supplemental claims. That's what he means. But you can tell them that you're not ready to make a commitment for the work. You want to find out what they find first, and you want them to be very thorough. Listen, man, all you have to...
I'm not going to take it to their network.
You don't have to. You don't. Who's the carrier you're dealing with?
Liberty Mutual.
They're a good company. Okay?
Just get 3 estimates, send them to them, but then you've got to ask for that diminished value.
Just go ahead and get the damages settled, and then you start talking about diminished value. All right? 303-713-8255. And if you need a car after this accident, how about Rocky's, 63rd and Federal? Rocky's Autos. With used cars, trucks, SUVs, vans, they have a giant selection. But more than that, they have a great variety of makes, models, and years, and colors. And also, a great way of doing business. All of the prices are clearly marked. They have multiple lenders you can choose from, and they have a plan for you. Plus, they love to get as many cars as they can to sell. That's why they give great trade-in values. They don't just wholesale cars out. They sell them right there. So chances are you'll get more for your car. Listen, they don't mind if you shop around. They know people shop for cars. It's wise. But then put Rocky's on the list and definitely make a trip there. Why not? While you're shopping, take notes. They're proud of what they do. 303-426-4646. That's 303-426-4646, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8, 63rd and Federal.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
This report is brought to you by Farmers Insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, dum, bum, bum, bum.
Let's start off with the good news on the north end of town. That earlier wreck southbound I-25 at 84th, that's been cleared out of the way, but there's a crash in the backup southbound I-25 at 104th, so watch out for big-time backups still on the north end. And big delays downtown on northbound I-25. It's pretty much stop and go starting at Colfax, backups past Alameda, and westbound I-70 is heavy in the elevated portion in that typical area. That earlier crash westbound 270 near Quebec, that's been cleared. Still delays back to I-70. The weather forecast: afternoon thunderstorms possible today with a high of 82. Right now, partly cloudy and 78. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
It takes more than a roof to make sure your home is covered. Farmers Insurance has over 89 years of knowledge and experience, so you can protect what's important to you. Learn more at farmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, dum, bum, 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 bum.
Plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, drains. The Vital Home Services. Who do you call? PlumlineServices.com. For plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. For each and every category, you can depend on them. That is why they offer free second opinions. Like for plumbing, you may need a big water heater. Who knows? They'll give you a free second opinion. What about heating? A furnace? They'll give you a second opinion. Cooling, air conditioning, electric, panel upgrades? Maybe you don't need one. Drains? They have their own drain division. They don't hire subs and simply mark it up. This is what I'm saying. No service call, nothing to risk, free second opinions. It is very, very important. We have found right here on this show where people were told they needed things they did not need, or they were being sadly overcharged. Speaking of prices, by the way, half off a new AC system. You got to call for details. This is unbelievable. Half off a new AC system when you buy a furnace with it, 10 years parts and labor, and more than $1,300 in utility company rebates. That's PlumlineServices.com, 303-586-1086, 303-586-1086.
Rates are still low. Save thousands and have lower payments. Take AIM.
I don't think it's real. God, it's incredible. Erase your notebook.
It erases and you scan it and it's PDF it wherever it's sent to.
Because I'm looking up other big frauds and there's nothing.
Does it say how much it weighs?
What were you talking about? Oh, I'm sorry. What were you talking about on what do you do here?
Oh, I have a buffer book.
What is it?
It's an erasable notebook. I mean, it's
Say that again? What do you mean erasable?
So,
Paper that you erase?
no, it's different. You can feel it's different.
Oh, I love that. That's
So you do this, and then I go, oh no, there's
okay,
on it.
but it's easy to erase. It's not
and it comes off with water. So you
oh, okay. So you've made
it. It sends it directly to you.
But how
Nothing funny.
But that's what made the episode so funny. Okay, hold on. I got to ask you a question.
Regulated by DORA, equal credit lender.
David Salisbury. You know, he is a specialist when it comes to estate law, estate planning, wills, trusts, probate. You may have a sudden need, or a friend of yours, or someone dies. What do you do? Well, if you call David Salisbury, he'll tell you. He'll give you a free initial consultation. He'll give you directions. If you want to meet with him, fine. He will represent you in a sudden emergency. Or, of course, if you want to do estate planning, he can put together trusts, wills, and help you avoid probate if that's your goal. 720-493-3911. 720-493-3911. David Salisbury.
Sean Hannity.
President Trump fired the FBI director. Comey has failed you, the American people. Nothing but a political hack and would not deliver equal justice under the law.
Hannity, coming up today at 1 on Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Let's talk to Jeremy. Has a question about incorporating a business. We have Kat Campbell with us from Tower Financial Partners, towerfinancialpartners.com. If you want to come to our seminar, and it's free, small, medium-sized business, listen, it's going to be very useful. There's no consulting and pontificating and all of that blah, 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 blah. This is down-home information on all kinds of vital things you need in your business. Jeremy, what's your question for Kat? Jeremy? Okay. He is not there.
I think he was going to ask, why do people say, what was it, in Delaware?
Why incorporate your business in Delaware? He read there's some advantages to that.
Okay. I'll let Kat answer. I know why people incorporate all over, but there's not just Delaware, but go ahead.
Well, there are some special tax considerations in Delaware, and it may be advantageous, mostly for C corps. And ownership of property. Exactly.
It's the ownership tax they're trying to avoid. You may think, was that cheating? No. All the airlines, not all of them, but a lot of them do it. And this is because if they had to pay the ownership tax on some of those jets, they would go broke.
Same with trucking companies.
Okay? And there's nothing wrong with incorporating or doing business in states where it's favorable tax. You don't have to be there all the time. If you have an office, if you truly do it. Now, you can't set up a ghost. Okay, you're not supposed to set up a ghost, incorporate somewhere, and never go there and never do business there.
No, but there's companies you can use to receive your mail and do everything in those places.
They're registered agents.
You can have a registered agent, absolutely.
Yes. It gets hairy, though, when it comes to domiciling. Meaning, if you buy equipment and you buy it under the laws of that state because of your corporation, you have a problem. And that is, if you keep it in California or Colorado or Florida or whatever, I pick those three states because they're aggressive. And then you don't keep it in the state where it's incorporated, then you have a conflict when it comes to domicile. You must keep it at least in that state sometimes. And if you keep it in any other state too much, that state becomes entitled to your ownership tax.
You know what's weird about that, though, and Kat, have you ever had someone get audited by the state that wasn't audited by the IRS first? Income tax.
Not for income tax. We do see it a lot.
For sales tax, you do.
We do it.
Oh my God, sales tax all the time.
And we also see it for withholding payroll tax.
In Parker, when I had my computer stores 20 years ago, every single year I'd have a sales tax audit.
Now listen to this. If you fly a corporate jet or a big aircraft, or any aircraft, into California, they will keep track of it. If they see you there too much, they're going to slap a tax on you.
Same with an RV, right?
Right. They will, if you go, they will make you pay ownership tax in that state. 303-713-8255.
Isn't it amazing? The state that charges more tax than anybody else, California, maybe New York City, is broker than anybody else. Yeah. Make heads or tails of that.
Kevin, your question? Go ahead.
Yeah, hey guys, long-time listener.
Thank you.
My question is, and I've actually been in your studio, and I know you and you know me. But anyways, I bought a new truck 2 weeks prior to the hailstorm that came through.
Yes.
So I have about $13,000 in damage. They're going to replace the hood, cut the roof, take the doors off, and the front left quarter panel.
Yes, there's
no diminished value.
There is diminished value with the hood being cut and that. Excuse me, with the roof.
But it's his own insurance
No,
company.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But there is diminished value. You're saying there's no claim.
Yeah, that's correct.
But there is diminished value. You will definitely have diminished value when they start cutting into it.
Gotcha.
Now, here's the problem. By contract, you can't do it. You know, you agree not to go after diminished value. I think you did. Well, who's your carrier?
Safeco Insurance.
Oh, he did for sure. I don't care if it's Safeco. I mean,
Most of them write into the policy a waiver of diminished value. Also, some states outlaw diminished value.
Even on the other person's insurance.
Yeah, no matter what. So you can't get it anyway, Kevin. Man, that sucks. That really, really sucks. Okay, we're out of time, and I want to thank you. Here's what you do. Go to referrallist.com, go to the top menu, go to the right-hand side, and it says sign up for the business seminar. Click it and sign up, please.
It's Tuesday the 6th next week.
By the way, Tower Financial Partners, 719-357-8824. Save all your problems for me.
Are you a U.S. veteran? American Financing wants to say a huge thank you for your service. If you haven't taken advantage of your VA...
Oh, cool. I'll send that to you.
Yeah. And so
They added the address or whatever.
Yep. We got everything.
In the jet for sales tax, does tax auditors ever come around? Not, and they wouldn't come to